goes on, which is pretty fun.
Because you're half work?
Yeah.
Or is your fighting style great
the
weapon
fighting style. Great weapon. So rerolling 1s and 2s on damage when you have a 2d6 thing means
OP.
Yeah, I got at least 10 damage every time I hit.
Jesus Christ. OP.
Yeah, I got at least 10 damage every time I hit.
Jesus Christ.
I would say that good start. I guess if your master's kind of like telling you there's something going wrong, Red Lark probably would be the nearest thing that you would be right below. Figure that out later.
Yeah.
We'll start. Jormar.
Oh, Joramar, yes.
Jormar,
yes.
Sukiya.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I don't want to punch myself in the stomach, but
oof.
Jake is asking for another invite to the Game. The call. There we go.
Do this. Don't know if I can. Should I just restart the call?
This has been happening all day.
What's his last name?
It's in the chat. Steinet, Stinnett.
Yep, got him.
He's in the conversation. That's weird.
Yeah.
Ah.
There he is.
Hey.
There we go.
Sorry. Okay, hold on. I'm about to send you that PDF file.
Alrighty. Ugh. Hey, Oof. I've been looking at your character sheet. How much gold do you have right now?
How much? What do I have where?
How much gold do you have right now?
I don't know. I didn't buy
What's
anything.
what's your background?
Soldier.
Soldier starts with 10.
Good.
I should probably make a note of that somewhere.
Okay. Okay, there we
I forgot I connect. Alrighty. Holgren Bellshammer.
Yep. And if anything looks off, please let me know. I don't, or that's my first time using the 5e character sheets. And then
A question for you. What is your deity? Always.
my deity is Lathander.
Ender. Found it. Remind me what exactly that god is.
He's the sun god. He's the god of renewal. He's neutral good. He's kind of like the Paylor replacement for this one.
Gotcha.
Yeah, all healing and honor and all that good stuff.
And anyone else have any deities? Probably the cleric.
Yeah.
Dom.
Tom.
Yeah. It's in my character's name.
Ah.
Is it? Oh, Torm.
Torm. Okay. What to say? There's a translation
That's
error
right.
there.
Yeah.
Okay. I get the general gist of your personality traits and whatnot.
Yeah.
Right. Let's go ahead and do this like this. Yormar and Tolgren, you guys had met up previously, further down the road. You had heard of many happenings in the town of Red Larch. There was a rise and increase of bandits, rise and increase of monsters. There was also strange going on, like odd weather characteristics that are normal to the area, just more frequent during the past couple months. And you thought it might be interesting to maybe go up there, check it out, see if what you could do, maybe assist those in need in the Desert Valley area. So you guys have been traveling for quite some time. You've had various rides. Some caravans have kind of stopped along the road, give you passage for a while until they had to go along their own way. But you are getting very close to the town of Red Larch. In fact, you can see it on the horizon. You've been taking the long road for quite some time. Why don't you go ahead and just describe your characters as you march side by side down this long and lonesome road.
You're good. Okay. Well, Tolgren is or I think I have two names written down here. Okay. Tolgar, yeah, I changed my mind. Tolgar is he's 6'3", brown hair, brown eyes. He's pretty nondescript looking. He's athletically built. He's like a little over 200 pounds. And he's got a few battle scars. So he was a soldier before he became a paladin. So he's got a couple scars across his face, and he's got one really nasty one that goes from his back to his torso where he was impaled. And he's got big sideburns and a big, goofy-looking mustache. He kind of looks like a Germanic Don Quixote, is how I imagine him, or a young one. And I think that's about it.
So as the one person with the highest charisma, what one-liner do you turn and tell Yormar as you're walking down this road?
What? Describe the. Who am I traveling with? What does he look like?
Let us get to that. Yormar. Is it
Okay.
Yormar, what do you look like? Matthew, that's you.
Oh, Joramar. It's not a soft J. It's a
Joramar.
RJ.
Sorry.
I thought we were talking about someone else. Joramar is a human, late 20s, gray eyes, fair skin. His hair is unnaturally white for his age. About 5'11", close to 200 pounds. He has fairly angular features for his face. He's not he's not scarred up like the paladin is. He actually heals people. And he is, but he is also no stranger to battle or fighting. He is a follower of Torm, who is a god of he's a war god of chivalry and honor. And he's got the acolyte background.
Okay, then I turn to my companion and I say, "Jolly good morning, sir." It is the morning, right?
It is now.
Okay, all right.
Blessings of light be upon you, my friend.
And you.
It's at this point, you guys are kind of going down the road, and there's some forest. There's a series of woods to your right, and you hear kind of faintly in the distance, you hear a horse kind of galloping through the woods, which seems rather odd, until you see a horse jump out of the woods. And it has no rider, but there is a small halfling tied to the side of the horse, and he's screaming, "Help me! Help me!" And he starts running perpendicular to the road off into the distance.
So is he past us, or is he just getting onto the road with us?
He just jumped on the road when being tied to the horse and is riding past you, in front of you, perpendicular to the road,
Okay.
now going away.
You said that we're with a caravan now, or
No, you guys have been by yourself for the majority of the morning. The caravan had to
Okay.
leave you this morning to go to a different farm.
Well,
I would feel bad about killing this horse.
yeah, as would I. Can I roll a strength to try and grab the bridle of the horse and slow it down?
Sure. You kind of leap forward, trying to wrestle the horse and calm it down.
And I would
Oh.
cast resistance on the halfling if I could.
That is a 19 total.
19 will do it. You kind of like jerk the horse back, kind of wrestle it with it for a minute or two, and
Okay,
it
I'm
calms
trying
down.
to be very calming with it too. Whoa, girl, or horse, whatever.
Go ahead and roll me an animal handling check, and as that happens,
Okay.
oof, the little halfling man that stole your gold, that was tied to a horse by these two odd fellows, has just been stopped by these two passerbys on the road. You've been running through the woods for quite some time now after this halfling, and you see them kind of in the distance, and you see that they have your horse. You have the horse, the halfling, who has your gold.
Yeah, so Oof doesn't even change his stride. He's charging through the trees, jumping out from between the trees out into the street, like heading straight towards this horse, great sword in hand. And what you guys see running at you is I guess a pretty big half orc. He's about 6'6", 350. He's kind of a like a grayish green skin, black wavy hair, big thick black beard, and he is not happy, quite obviously, based upon the great sword in his hand and the purpose with which he's apparently driven forward.
I got a 19 on that animal handling.
Oh yeah, that horse is just kind of, putty in
Good.
your hands.
Good. I'm gonna waste all my good rolls on calming a horse.
How it starts.
Oh yeah. Okay. Then I'll greet our very angry half-orc, I guess newcomer. Hail, sir. How can I help you?
I'm gonna try to run right past him and like temporarily one hand my greatsword and just punch the halfling out of his arm, just like punch him clean off a horse.
Okay. Roll for
He's tied to the side of the horse, right?
Yeah, but I gotta hit him hard enough to knock him loose.
Yeah.
My plan.
You're going like down on him?
So if he's tied sideways, I'm gonna try
to go like from the bottom and try
I'm
to
gonna basically try. Yeah, I'm
squeeze
gonna
him out.
basically try to punch his feet in a way that like pops him loose, right?
Like popping his zit.
That's my plan. So I mean, I guess it's like an unarmed.
Unarmed attack, but go ahead and
Strike.
roll for advantage. Just use your strength.
Okay. All right. So then I got a. So do I use my unarmed strike? Because I have a. Or do I use just a strength modifier? Like, what would I use on
It'd
that?
be your strength, and if it's in for fighter, since you're proficient.
Yeah, I mean, I have a
strength.
+6 to hit unarmed, so I figure that's what I'd be using, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I got a 16.
Yeah. He easily pops right out. You kind of buckle his knees as you kind of like punch him out, so he's just kind of on the ground, kind of screaming, "Ah, damn it! Why are you doing? Oof! We had a deal, damn it!"
You
took my
money, and I'd like it back.
Whoa there, friends. Hold on here. There's no need for violence this early in the morning.
Oh,
Can
thank
I-
God, a
not-
holy
not-
man.
not- I won't like position myself right between them because I don't want to get clocked by the half orc, but kind of, hand to each one, trying to calm the situation. Try to roll like
Just
a
out of
diplomacy.
curiosity, are any of you evil?
Neutral.
Okay.
Yeah.
We had a
lawful
convers-
neutral.
Okay, we had a conversation about this last night where people got upset that I was playing an evil character.
Wait, are you playing an evil character again?
Not this time.
Okay, good to know.
The antithesis.
Yeah, pretty close to it.
You hear the halfling on the ground. Listen to the holy men, Oofy. I had your money, and then they took it. I mean, it was a fair trade after all. I mean, you couldn't drink 8 gallons of ale anyway.
I would pay to see that.
How much would you pay?
How much ale you got?
Now hold on. Now I'm regulating these bets.
When you're a bookie?
Of course, best bookie in the land.
Apparently not that great.
I
If you've got a
didn't
half
expect
orc after
someone
you.
of your stature to be taking such a risky business.
Look. You can make all the short jokes you want to, but I don't cut anyone down to size, if you know what I mean. In wagers or
going
otherwise.
on.
You would probably leave that to the half orc.
I see what's going on here. These guys work for you, don't they? This is all too convenient.
Whoa now there, friend. I only work for the Morning Lord.
Well, I don't know what he's called when he's not working as a bookie, but all I know is he owes me money, and I could have drank 8 gallons of ale if given the chance.
Wait, how much ale did you drink? Wait, what's that? Well, could you maybe take it back a step or two?
Well, Oof said he was challenging one of the dwarfs at the bar to a drinking contest. I said if he gave me some money, I might be able to, give him a little bit of interest. After, I talked to everyone else in the bar, we made a show of it. It was a grand time, but the barkeep didn't have 8 gallons of ale. He only had 7.
Oh, so you swindled him.
Oh,
Now,
semantics.
that is an accusation I declare.
There was no honor to your name.
Yeah, no. I'm
You're
sorry, little
angering my
man.
righteous fury early this morning.
It wasn't my fault I didn't know the bartender only had 7 gallons of ale. What bartender
So-
only has 7
So
gallons
you're
of ale?
saying- You're saying that you took his money with the understanding that just because there was not enough ale on hand, he would automatically lose.
I
By
did.
the way, Oof, you never ever challenge a dwarf to a drinking battle.
But the half-orc did drink 7 gallons of ale. Now that's impressive.
I agree. So he gets 7/8 of the winnings then.
Sounds fair to me.
I did. I wouldn't say so. The wager was 8 gallons of ale,
How did you
and then all the
become
winnings.
tied to this horse anyway? I'm curious.
Look, let's just say Oof isn't the only person bothered by my business propositions.
You are not
Say
good at making
so.
friends.
Eh. But I'm not really sure where their horse come from, though. Sukiya, you have been following your horse for quite some time that was stolen by 2 men and what seemed to be a halfling, and you see them far in the distance as you're walking through the woods. Wish to continue forth? Or
Okay.
what are you doing?
Yeah, I continue to approach them, and as they notice me, they see appears to be a human, 6 foot tall, mid-20s, about 160 pounds, blonde hair, green eyes, fairly slender, but toned as well. He walks up to them and asks, what they're doing with his horse.
Well, I just grabbed this horse that was running by with this little halfling attached to it. Is this yours?
The horse is mine, the halfling is not.
Oh, well then here, and I'll hand the horse over to him, or I'll hand its reins over to him.
So how did it happen to be that a halfling was tied to your horse?
That's a good question.
To be honest, you can make up whatever you want. I'll just kind of run with it. If you don't want to make anything up, I will do it gladly for you.
I was camping last night out in the woods, and this halfling approached me. He thought I was asleep, tried to steal some of my money, and I caught him. And
Now, there's another
of course-
accusation that's not warranted here. I did not steal a horse. There was just happens to be some provisions in the wilderness, and I was acquiring them. I didn't see you there.
Oof growls at the halfling and says, "Let the man finish." He's gonna try to intimidate that little halfling.
Go ahead, roll an intimidate. Just see how.
Pretty good, let me just tell you already, because I haven't rolled it, but I know enough about Oof. Okay, that's a 19.
Yeah, he's shitting himself. He's like, "Oh, yep, quieting down."
So you just thought a horse was just out there in the woods all by itself next to a campfire, and you didn't think it belonged to anyone?
There's frequent bandits in the area. I just figured this was what was left over after they were done with some people. I'm sorry.
Halfling, I'm getting very tired of calling you Halfling. What is your name?
I'm Jonathan. I am Jonathan Stillbottom.
Well, not anymore, it's not.
I
It's
would.
about to be
Jonathan
Jonathan Stillheart.
Mr. Stillbottom, you don't seem to be making any friends here. You might consider giving the half-orc his gold back and giving our other friend here seems to have his possessions back now. But I really would give that half-orc his gold back. And I'm gonna roll a
Persuasion check.
persuasion check. Yes, and that is a 21.
So even after the intimidation and the smooth talking, paladin, Jonathan kind of shakes his head. All right, fine. I've got your gold. Was here somewhere, and he pats himself. Like I might have dropped it in the woods while I was tied up.
I'm gonna do an insight check. I got a 15.
Yeah, you know that he's not lying, but he's not telling you something.
Okay, he doesn't have the gold, but I don't think what he's telling us happened actually happened.
It is at this point you hear something from the woods behind you. There's a twig that snaps, and you kind of know from your kind of days in the woods and survival that that's not the kind of snap that woods usually make.
So I turn around quickly and look behind me and tell everyone else to be quiet. And I'm like, something's coming.
Roll a perception check.
All right.
And I'll have
I
the
got
rest
a
of
one.
you roll a perception check as well. You roll.
Yes, I got a 1.
Mm.
I got a 10.
12.
Got a 18.
There we go.
Okay. The rest of you, as the half elf turns around, I'll try to use your names from now on. Sukiya kind of turns around and goes, "Wait, I heard something." I guess it was nothing. And as soon as he says, "I guess it was nothing," oof, you see someone in the woods, just kind of like through the trees, and it seems like they're preparing to fire. It looks like a human, kind of in scraps of leather. Kind of they have war paint on their face in the way that bandits you usually would know in the area would kind of dress like.
All right. I didn't have the highest perception, so I assumed that.
Oh, I thought you
'Cause
said you had
I
the
had
16.
12. No,
Oh.
I had the 12.
Who had the
No, I had an
16?
I had an 18.
18. Whatever I said to Adam, it goes to the other guy. Do that thing.
Yeah, I was paying attention. So there's a person there with leather armor drawing a bow.
Yes.
I will hold up my white gauntleted fist and say, "Hold!"
Enough so that way that person in the woods can hear you, or that.
Absolutely, yes. I didn't yell it into my microphone.
Okay.
Sorry.
You can, from this kind of distance, you can kind of see that person kind of stop for a second. But as you kind of look around, you see dots of these people kind of in the woods. It looks like they have stopped for a brief second. Why doesn't everyone go ahead and roll me initiative?
Ah. 7. Here, I'll put it in the.
I got a
chat.
7 too.
Ouch. I rolled a.
I got a 13.
I rolled
How
a
did you do that?
1. So that's not great.
Add your dex modifier.
Yeah, so I've got a 3. Feeling good about that.
Sue, you also got a 7 as well, right?
7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That'd be -1 to my initiative.
Olgar, you got a 13, right?
Yeah, I got a 13. Yep.
Also gonna have to match voices with actual. Some company. That one person that was kind of drawing back. Let's go, and an arrow kind of flies through the air and tries to hit. Here. Tries to hit. Oof. For a 12.
Nah.
Arrow kind of just
Pierces
like.
that buckler.
Right.
Basically, everything in 5e is armor class, right? Against armor class.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
other than some saving throws if you have
Right.
spells or some
Yeah.
special abilities.
Mhm.
Next is going to be Tolgar.
All right. So you said we're surrounded by these guys, right?
It seems like they've kind of all spread out in front of you in the woods. They have half cover.
Okay. Can I move to the first guy with a movement or with my movement?
What is your
Or is
movement?
he
30?
30? Yep.
Sure.
Okay. I want to move up to him. He's already fired an arrow at us, so I'm gonna try and move up to him and just sort of. What do I need to roll to like hit him with my shield?
I think that's
Or
actually
can I do that?
that's kind of a specific thing. If you just want to flavor it and use your longsword, that's fine.
Okay. All right. I can do that then. Yeah, I just kind of want to go up and smack him. I'm not really trying to kill him because he just seems like a random dude. But, yeah. Does a 15 hit his armor class?
No, it does not.
Okay. All right. Well, then that's all I'm doing.
You see, as you kind of like run up, try to shield bash him, he kind of like throws down his longbow and dodges up to one side.
Okay.
Gonna screw this up every time. Jormar.
Yeah, that's me.
Cool.
Sorry, I'm looking up just one of my spells.
Actually, which one of you has a higher dex, Jormar and Sukiyo?
I have a 9. Jorma.
I have a
Normal.
12.
I'm sorry, Matthew, I lied. It's Sukiya's turn.
You're a liar. You're a liar.
1 second.
It seems like the person that... Oh. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna. Well, I'm gonna stay back for this turn, and I'm gonna cast one of my cantrips on my quarterstaff, the Shillalog, or however you pronounce it.
Chalet?
Shillelagh?
Shillelagh.
Yeah. Which raises my attack to 1d8, and I can use my Wisdom modifier instead of my Strength modifier when I attack.
If that's all you're going to do for your turn, then it would go directly to Dormar.
I would, how close are the peoples?
Right now, you've kind of got them arrayed out in front of you within the woods. The closest one, Tolgar, immediately went to. He was the one that fired the arrow and you identified first. But the rest of them aren't really within kind of running and attacking distance. You would almost have to dash through the woods to get to them.
All right, I will actually I'll have my shield, and since I already have my hand up, I'll just start walking toward this thing or this person and use a Sacred Flame, which requires it to make a Dex saving throw.
How is a 21 doing you?
Yeah, that's gonna save. But I will be in melee range, and because of my War Priest background, I can make an attack as a basic action.
All right, do it to it.
So I will do that. Damn it. Does an 11 hit its armor class?
Fortunately not. This guy is one deft motherfucker. He has been dodging you guys left and right, fireballs randomly appearing in midair, and shields. He seems to be knows his shit. Sukiya, your Chalet is actually only a bonus action, so you still have a action to take.
Okay. So I can like move and go and attack him?
If you want to, yes.
Yeah, then I'll do that. I didn't realize it was a bonus action. So yeah, I'm going to move up to the guy that everyone else missed and try to attack him. And I got 18.
Well, your new friend that came from the woods is going to come up and show you guys how the fuck to hit somebody and bash this guy in the face. But roll damage.
All right. I got a 2.
So you kind of see your new friend Sukiya kind of run up into the woods and just try to deck this guy as hard as he can. He just barely kind of hits him upside the head, but the guy seems barely fazed by it. Next is going to be our friends in the woods. One of them is going to run up and actually attack Tolgar. He's going to kind of run through the woods. A lot of them had bows, but you see them drop it as he kind of approaches you. He whips out a scimitar and he tries to strike you across the chest, but Fortunately, you bring your shield up in time. They really hate religious people, so they're gonna attack Jormar next.
Those Pagists.
Pagist, yes, they're all Pagist.
Heretics.
Pagists.
Does a 15 hit you, Jormar?
A 15 meets my armor class.
Okay.
Damn 9 dexterity.
Damn it all. You need more armor. You
Yeah.
take 6 points of damage.
Wow, that's not good.
Ew.
Alright.
And our last one, he's not going to abandon his crossbow. But a bolt is going to fly through the air at Oof and miss. It's going to kind of stab into the same spot the buckler, or the arrow hit his buckler. Oof. Speaking of which, it is your turn. You kind of have a grouping of people right in the middle of woods, and there's one kind of standout far away.
So Oof has kind of just been standing here, kind of looking back and forth between these people that are shooting arrows at him and this halfling that's untied and on the ground. And he's going to pick up the halfling and tie him back to the horse.
Okay.
I don't like that very much.
Yeah. So do I have to like roll like a, I don't know, like a sleight of hand, animal handling, something to
Use rope.
Yeah, I would love it. Or can I just tie a halfling to a horse?
Well, my horse doesn't like you very much, so
I'm sorry, I gotta go with the guy who owns the horse. Go ahead and roll an animal handling.
All right. Well, I got a 2 on that. That was a natural 1. That's back to back nat 1.
So I'm gonna tell you, the good news is you got the halfling on the horse. Bad news is the horse really didn't like you and just ran off. And you just hear the halfling screaming, "God damn it, Oof!"
You just could have tied the halfling to yourself.
my horse is kind of racist.
I don't want a halfling on me.
Jonathan
Master
Steelbottom is blasting off again!
Oh well, he didn't have my money anyway, apparently. So is that my action? Can we call it a bonus action? Because that was just really for flavor.
Yeah, I'll give you the bonus action. Go ahead and take your action.
Oh, okay, you are kind of benevolent leader. I'm gonna charge at gosh, I guess the guy with the crossbow, because that's about as far back as my memory reaches right now. So I'm gonna charge at that guy with my great sword and try to just chop his.
3 dudes on this one guy. Let's see if we can do it.
No, not the dude with that had the longbow.
No,
No. Okay.
the one guy that's actually
The new
away.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the new guy that just kind of shot at me. See, I'm gonna try to chop his face. That's my plan. Okay, that's good. I got all my ones out of the way. So that's a 23 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. Oh, that's beautiful. It's 15 damage.
Jesus.
Slashing damage.
Okay. Well, like, how much of the face do you want? Do you like the entire face, or just like the entire head? Do you want like some pepperoni slices with that too?
So I mean, I would probably go like kind of at a diagonal down, like through the neck, and then just get surprised when it pops out the middle of his rib cage on the other side.
So that happens.
Yeah.
He's almost as surprised as you are to be dead.
Yeah.
He drops his favorite crossbow and taking care of this man.
Nice.
Question.
Go ahead.
Each round is 6 seconds, right? Not like each of our turns, but each entire round is 6 seconds, right?
Yeah, the entire the turn order itself. So
Right.
from top to bottom of initiative.
Okay.
Oh, you talk about the shillelagh? Yeah, you should
Yeah.
have that for like the next 10 rounds. So you should be good.
Right, because it's a minute, so.
Next of the order is going to be Senor getting butt fucked. He's been doing pretty good dodging you guys for the longest time. He's going to go ahead and retaliate. You can kind of see he's not really armed at this point. He's dropped his longbow, and he's going to reel back and try to punch Jormar in the face. That is miss. He's going to kind of reel back. He does that kind of cartoonish reel back, kind of swing it a little bit, and then tries to knock you one. Unfortunately, one of your friends kind of puts up their weapon in the way and kind of like goes back in surprise and shakes his hand. Next is going to be Tolgar.
Okay, so this guy has no weapons, but there's a dude next to me that has a sword out, right?
Right.
Okay, I'm actually gonna turn on the guy that has the sword out. Does that get me a reaction attack from?
No. You guys are kind of
Nope.
like in a cluster. He was currently attacking you, so he was 5 feet away from you anyway.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna turn on the guy with the sword and say "on guard" and attack him. That is, oh god, does a 15 hit his AC?
Yes, it does.
Oh,
He
yeah,
he
alright.
seems flustered at your declare that he needs to be on guard. He has flashbacks of his time in the schoolyard where bullies used to beat him up. Roll for
Okay,
damage.
so that's gonna be, dang it, 6 damage.
Bad.
With my long sword this time, not with my shield.
So as he kind of like reels from this new epiphany, kind of get him in the shoulder. Next, let's go to Sukiya.
Okay. I'm gonna attack the original guy again.
Let's just say that he's a bandit captain, and he's unarmed right now.
And I missed.
Bandito.
It'll
I got a
bandito.
12.
A 12 unfortunately will not hit.
Yeah.
He's very good with his hands. He kind of puts his hands up to block your forward strike. Jormar.
I am going to use Cure Wounds on myself. I need it. Hit me and give me a boo-boo. Where the hell are my d8s? I will heal 5 points of damage. And then I'm going to try and attack him again. My mace. God damn it. And I will miss.
As you kind of heal yourself and then you turn to him to attack, he kind of looks to you and goes, "What's the matter, boy? Can't stand a little fight? Have to turn to your god." Next is going to be his compadres. One of them, after being struck by Tolgar, is going to try to hit Tolgar for a 15.
Okay. That does not hit my armor class.
He's still kind of flustered, but you can see the rage in his eyes. He's remembering back to those good old days.
The wedgies.
The wedgies, swirlies. Back then, they weren't using toilet bowls. They actually had to use disgusting things. Exactly. Can't think of what they're called right now.
Chamber pots and outhouses.
Yeah,
Chamber-
chamber pots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a lot more work to get a swirly. You'd actually have to spin the guy around.
No, you just stick
Yeah,
his
a
head
lot
in
more
it.
friction
in the
too to
chamber
get
pot.
some of the contents.
You get 6 guys around, and everybody kind of like holds him in the middle, and then they just walk in a circle with his head in the chamber pot.
Well,
They
it's
have a
coined,
bard there to keep time.
yeah. It was coined by the phrase because 2 people would hold him, but then one of them would eventually vomit, and then it would swirl around, and everyone would start vomiting. It was always worth it, though.
That's nasty.
The guy, feeling very offended that you attacked his captain, is going to attack Sukiya. That's going to be not enough. He's going to take his scimitar, and your reaction time is going to be enough to kind of deftly push his scimitar aside.
Do some
Oof.
matrix moves.
The Matrix moves. A little lean back to avoid. Oof. People have left you oddly alone. You've had your first taste of blood for today. You're not that far away. You could probably kill some more people.
I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna see what happens.
Oof is going to...
If anybody, I'm gonna hold an action. If anybody like shoots something at me, or throws something at me, or just looks in my direction in a way that is kind of rude, I'm gonna charge them and try to chop their heads off. But right now, I don't trust the situation at all. So I don't, there's nobody shooting at me right now. I don't think he would do anything.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
9.
You thought you recognized one of these guys from a local bar or tavern, but not really pinpointing it. Let's go back to the top to the captain. He's going to go ahead and try to punch, try to give you back your damage that you so kindly asked your god to take away. Jormar in the stomach. Jormar, does a 17 hit you?
It does.
He kind of does that wind back up, cartoonish, punches you straight in the stomach, and oof, you think you heard your name being called in the middle of the fight. That's odd. Go ahead and take 8 damage.
Yeah, I'm glad I healed myself. Still up.
You're looking at Matthew.
I got 1 hit point.
Oh.
I got you.
Okay. Next in the turn order is going to be Tolgar.
Okay. Attack the same guy, the same ruffian that I've been tussling with. And that's an 11 probably doesn't hit his AC, does it?
No, unfortunately it does not. He seems to be getting more into the fight as you kind of assault him and he assaults you. Next, Sukiya.
I'm gonna move back a ways, good like 10, 15 feet away from the action, and I'm gonna use my healing word on Joramar.
Yay.
I'm going to say that moving back a ways is probably going to...
I would get a... Yeah, I forgot about that.
But you're only
Never
using...
mind.
You're using healing word. It's a bonus action, so you can use disengage to actually move
Okay.
without invoking an attack of opportunity.
All right, then I'll do that.
I figured you guys were... some of you are new, so I'd explain some things.
Yes, thank you.
Lay it on me.
Quiet, Matthew. And more things from you.
So, do I roll D20 for that, or does it?
It's it's automatic. So
Yeah,
it's
okay.
a D4 plus your wisdom.
Okay, I rolled a 4, and I have a 3 wisdom bonus, so 7.
Cool.
Pretty spit.
Haha! All right.
Speaking of which, next is Jormar.
Jormar. Well, let's see.
I'm
This
making
dude
NPC.
has not been hit yet, has he?
No, he has been hit.
I hit him for 2 damage.
Oh. I am going to just actually. I'm going to cast Divine Favor on my weapon, which is a bonus action. It'll allow me to add 1d4 damage to my weapon. And I'm going to try and hit him again with the mace.
Right.
Ah! Suck it, nerd. I rolled a nat 20.
Nice.
Roll it up.
Alright, so 2d8 plus 1d4 plus whatever my strength bonus is, 2. Aw, snap. I hit him for 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 points of damage.
18 points of damage?
All right.
Fuck, okay. Describe how he goes down.
He punched me in the gut, which I wasn't too happy about. So my mace just starts to glow, and I start winding it up, and I just go straight down and plant it in his head, which makes it a very satisfying thunk and a squish, and I just kind of have to tug on it a little bit to pull it out. There's a little bit of brain matter on it and stuff, and just kind of shake it off.
It's funny because Thunk and Squish were Oof's parents.
God.
Yeah, you try being a young half orc with a mom named Squish.
Growing up in... Oh, I thought the dad was Squish.
Which one was it?
Well, I mean, it's not mathematically half. So
Oh, okay.
Which one of your parents was Bonk
yeah.
and Thud?
Really odd orc name, onomatopoeias.
Biff. Wham. Pow.
Yes.
Ladoom.
You see on the corner of your screen a legendary enemy has mutated.
Oh god.
Anyway, no, he goes down. You pull the hammer kind of out of his caved-in
It's
skull.
a mace, thank you.
A mace. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I keep thinking one of you is a dwarf, but you're not.
I maced him.
Next is
Yeah,
going to.
Warhammer would have been better.
Next, two others are going to decide whether or not they want to stay here. Might not be worth it. The one in front of Tolgar decides to turn around and sprint off into the distance. Unfortunately, he does not know the rules of this game either, so you take an attack of opportunity.
I actually won't. I would let him flee. So I would say, "Oh yes, run to your mother."
I'll go ahead and give you an inspiration for that. I like that.
Okay.
The other guy, unfortunately, is going to try and attack whoever fell his captain.
Uh-oh.
His heart is not fully into it. He needs some love at this point. You see tears streaming down his face as he sees his captain goes down. Oof. Someone said your name. Some stuff happened.
The captain's name.
Well, don't know that.
Oh, he did just attack us. Like a jerk.
Oof, you've heard someone call your name. You witnessed some little bit of fighting. One of them is kind of run off into the woods like a coward.
But there's still one guy.
There's still one guy fighting. You're the people that you've met.
All right. Well, I guess he's kind of seen that this guy's gonna just stick around and fight till the end. So might as well speed things up a little bit. So he's gonna try to charge in and chop that guy in half too.
Put him out of his misery.
Because why not? Oh, that's not great. That's only a 12.
A 12 will unfortunately. Guy is not as squishy as the last guy. Kind of bounces off one of his shoulder pads as he kind of looks to you, and you see just kind of air of recognition, and his face kind of goes flush for a second. We go back to the bandit captain, but he's unfortunately dead, so we next go to Tolgar.
Okay, and this guy, how far away is this other guy that they're fighting?
You guys are pretty much in like a line in a 2x3 square, so you just like move 5 feet and you're the two of them.
Okay, yeah, I'll move up to him and I'll take a swing at him. Oh, yeah, that's not gonna hit. That's a 14.
Actually, that will hit.
Oh, okay. All right, then that is 5 points of damage.
Damage. As he kind of turns around and recognizes Oof, kind of take this opportunity to kind of bash him in the side. He's not paying attention to combat, which could be the death of him. Sukiya, you've kind of stepped back away from the battle and healed one of your new compadres.
I'm gonna step back to the last guy and I'm gonna attack him with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
And I got 10, which will miss.
Yeah.
Righty. Next, Yormar.
All right.
Back in action.
It's Mason time. So there's just the one dude left?
Yes. There's that single guy left with.
Yeah, well, it's mace time. I'm going to go up to him, and I'm going to mace him.
Blow your whistle too.
Yeah.
While you're doing that.
Get back! Get back!
That's my
No means
purse.
no. Does 14? I'm sorry. 11 hit him.
No, it does not.
Yeah.
We're terrible.
I have a +4 to hit, and I keep rolling 7s.
I got a +6, and I still managed to roll well.
I should have cast a spell.
I think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this. Does my guidance cantrip, does that count towards attack rolls, or is it like ability rolls? Because it's like +4 to something. Let me look it up.
I think it's just ability, but
Okay.
probably safer to look it up. It adds the
To one
1d4,
ability check.
right?
Yeah, D4 to one ability check of its choice.
Ability. Yeah, I think ability
Okay.
checks are separate from.
All right.
Yeah, I could cast Bless on everyone and add a D4 to attacks and saving throws.
Guidance is... Anyway,
But I don't have any more spells.
next, he's this lone figure out in the middle of nowhere, now being surrounded by 4 burly-ish dudes. He's going to try and see if he doesn't want to attack Oof. He's very scared. He's going to turn around and assault his assaulter. Solgar does a the 9 hit you.
It does not.
He kind of feebly tries to take a swipe at it with his scimitar, and as he kind of does, he goes, I'm sorry.
Well, now I feel bad for him.
Oof, it's your turn.
All right, I'm just gonna yell at the dude. Put it down. And I'm trying to intimidate him. All right, I rolled a 15, plus 3, so 18. Intimidate.
He's like kind of already pissing himself. You've just like exacerbated the situation. He just drops it. He goes, all right. What what do you guys want?
I love that response. What's up, guys? How did this scimitar get here? I'm totally new.
There's a breeze that goes through the wood.
I think it's
So
kind of
okay, so I guess do I or do I not recognize this guy?
He seems to recognize you. Go ahead. Yeah.
Maybe an insight? I don't know.
Oh.
To see if I know this guy. I don't know.
That's
it
what I
would
was
be.
thinking. I was gonna go with wisdom, but then insight is a wisdom check. Go ahead. Roll insight then.
6. I don't remember a whole lot about people.
No.
Most insight.
After those 7
Well-
gallons of ale, things were really weird.
I'm gonna roll a. Would an investigation work to question this guy, or should I use like?
You could
I'm gonna try.
You could
Okay.
use investigation to like maybe look at what he's wearing and figure out like what's going on with this dude. If you're trying to figure out something more in depth about what he's saying, it would be insight, persuasion, maybe to
Actually
pull
just
something
wanna
out of it.
Yeah, I want to use persuasion. I just want to get him to tell me what the heck he's doing here, attacking 4 mostly pretty big guys out in the woods. I mean, where did he think? What did he think he would get from this? And that's a 9, so not much.
He's gonna look at you and be like, "Hey, you guys attacked first."
While this is happening, I'm searching through the pockets of all the dead people.
Oof just pulls out the arrow from the first dude with the longbow and just flings it at the dude's face and says, "That was first."
He kind of like reels back. No, one of you charged in the woods first. It attacked us. We just thought that you guys were bandits.
Aren't you the bandits?
I don't get what you're implying here. Why would we be bandits? You guys were on the road attacking people. like that poor innocent halfling.
Yes, but you were hanging out on the side of the road, attacking from the woods.
Running away from the bandits that were clearly in the road.
Then, if you were running away, why'd you attack us first?
That's what I'm trying to say. You attacked us first.
No, dude shot at us. The one with the big hole in his head.
Kind of looks down solemnly. Goes, Morgan was such a great captain.
It wasn't great enough to lead you to a victory.
Yeah, all right. How much is it going to be to forget all of this happened?
You devote yourselves to charitable acts.
Look. I'm not asking for a thing. I'm just, how much is it so I can walk away cleanly?
I don't want your money, sir. I want you to be reformed.
How much do you have?
Someone owes me 10 gold.
What?
And did I find anything in their pockets?
After kind of going through some of the pockets, you find like this is what I found.
Each?
5 copper pieces. No, he finds, because he's been going through stuff apparently while you guys are talking. You find 5 copper pieces, 1 silver, and 5 gold.
Okay. I slyly put that into my own pockets without anyone else noticing.
Okay.
I'm
going to say, if you want to go through,
roll,
there,
perception.
you went through the guys, the pockets that Oof killed. I'm gonna say, if you want to go through the guy's pockets, the captain, quote unquote, you're gonna have to do it in front of everybody. And at that point, it would probably, everyone would pretty much notice it, because everyone's pretty much talking. Oof. Talk to Mr. Scaredy Pants, liar man.
Yeah, I did. I told him that he needs that somebody needs to be paying me 10 gold. I'm owed it.
He kind of reaches in his pocket. He hands Oof a little pouch.
Yeah. So Oof opens the pouch, I guess. It's really clumsy looking, because he's like trying to like prop his sword against his side and he's got like these giant sausage fingers as he's trying to like pull apart the top of this bag. But what do I find inside?
You find a measly 4 copper pieces and 5 silver pieces.
This is not my 10 gold.
I didn't have your 10 gold. I don't know where it went.
I throw the money back at him.
Look, Oof. We're cool, right? Like, it's fine. We had a deal.
Who had a deal?
Jonathan.
The horseling?
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew he hired somebody. That's just like him. How deep does this go? Who did he hire to kill us when we're talking to you? Because he hired you to try to kill us while we were talking to him. And Oof's like looking around, like peering into the distance. I'm gonna roll a perception. I know it won't find any. I rolled a 12 perception. I'm looking for archers in the trees.
Are you just looking deeper into the woods, or are you also looking back at the road?
Oh yeah, all directions.
Okay. You see a goblin standing in the middle of the road, tapping his foot.
I knew it. How far does it go?
You there, bandit. What is your name?
Jerry?
Jerry. Did your mother raise you to be a coward?
My mom barely raised me. I mean, well, she was a prostitute, but...
If you had some sense in your head, you wouldn't run around with bandits trying to steal money from those weaker than you. You'd be out trying to make something of your life.
Exactly.
I thought we already established that you're the bandits and we're innocent people.
I know what we are, or at least what the two of us are. I don't know about those other guys.
Wait a minute. Jerry from Red Larch, are you One-Eyed Tina's boy?
And it's not because she's got one eye.
Bitch. How do you know my mom?
Now you owe me 12 gold.
That has nothing to do with my accounts. That is not
You've
fair.
been sleeping with a 2 gold whore.
It's actually a lot.
It accrues over time.
You know what? Because of that, here, let me keep something. You know that One-Eyed Tina, correct?
Yep.
One-Eyed Tina actually lives in Mother Yolantha's boarding house.
When you say lives, like lives there or she works there?
This is the point where I'm not really sure what a boarding house is. I assumed it was a place where a bunch of people lived in the same house together.
It's like a hostel. You know, with longer rent.
Got you. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say she lives there. She works for
Works
Yolantha.
at the Prancing Pig.
Making shit up that's not in the actual book.
It's called roleplay.
Yeah.
Well, Jerry, it just so happens that we're on our way to Red Larch now. So why don't you come with us?
We'll take you home to your mother.
Bound, of course.
Please, anything but
Another
that.
thing that runs in the family.
Well, the other option is we kill you on the spot and leave your rotting corpse here. And then Oof has to tell your mother about it. And she'll owe him 14 gold.
I'm gonna roll a persuasion on this guy and just sort of, whisper in his ear, just sort of like, look, young man, please, I don't want to have to kill another human being on the side of the road. Just come with us and we'll take you to your mother. No harm done. And I want to try and roll a persuasion. That is a 19.
All right. He's gonna kind of look back to you. He's like, no harm, no foul. Just take me back to my mom.
As long as you don't run or try anything foolish.
He kind of side eyes Oof. Nothing's gonna like put me down, right? And Oof's not gonna try to get his gold back.
If you try to run, I can't make any promises. But if you follow us and help Mr. Oof get his gold back, then who's to... And I'm kind of gonna like side eye Oof, like, I know, just kind of go along with this, please.
Well, when you look over at Oof, you see that his attention is entirely focused on the road behind us. He's like,
Then I would.
and he yells real quick,
What about you, Goblin? Do you got a mother?
You hear from the road.
Oof, I mean,
You hear from the
it's a
road.
weird thing to ask.
I have a mother. What do you want? I've been waiting for you guys forever. Get out here.
Waiting for us.
Who are you?
Are you out of the woods or are you still
put
in
my
the
hand
woods,
on Jerry
Sakia?
and kind of direct him towards the road in front of me.
Okay. So the rest of you kind of walk towards the road. He looks to you, Sakia, and he goes, you're, what was your master's name? Figure this out.
Oh, I wrote that down somewhere.
I want some more information from you guys.
Caspian.
Caspian.
Was he a prince?
No, he was not.
Music Caspian. He goes, your master Caspian told me to look for you. He told me that you'd be near here.
I doubt that since I've been living with him for the past 21 years and he's been dead for a year. So,
Look, there's more than one way to talk to somebody, especially if they're dead.
Wait, you've been living with
I'll
a
agree
dead
to
guy for a year?
well, no, I left after he died, but
I bet he started to stink after a while.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
I don't know,
So,
big boy. I think you live with a few dead guys yourself.
why did he send you to see me? And how did you know I was here?
All right, first off, take this. And he hands you a slip of paper. He goes, "You're Jor, no, it's not
Jormar. Jormar.
Jormar.
The Hand
Okay.
of Torm.
Okay, you're Jormar, the Hand of Torm. Oh wait, no, wait, hold on. He kind of shuffles through another like ruffle of paper, sheaf of paper. He goes, you're Sukiya.
Yes.
Take this. You must be Jormar. Take this one. Which one of you is Uff?
I read it.
Oof? Is it Uff? Oh.
Gesundheit.
Excuse me?
Give me the paper, little guy.
Alright, here you go. And last but not least, Jerry. And he hands a paper to Jerry. He goes, that should be it. Wait, hold on. Yep, that should be it. The rest of you open up the pieces of paper.
I got a golden ticket.
You open up a piece of paper, and it is a decree for you being a heir to a house in the town of Red Larch. Mainly, it's a very large establishment that used to be a guild hall.
Rad.
Red.
Wait, we've all
died?
individually inherited separate guild halls.
That's what it seems like.
Who died?
It says it's in weird writing, but it looks like Finkel Sprywhistle.
Ah, yes. Tinkle Spy Whistle.
I'm taking Jerry's paper.
There he goes. Hey, that's mine.
Nothing's yours, Jerry. Not
Shut
till I
up,
get
Jerry.
my 12 gold.
I told you my mom's accounts are separate from mine.
I mean, 12 gold as a loan for an entire guild hall. That sounds like a reasonable investment on your part, Jerry. Now, I'm not an accountant by class, but the
Oof.
math adds up if you ask me.
Oof, it sounds like this guy works for Jonathan, too.
Who? Well, the guy, the goblin, or the
No.
guy that's
He's going to point to
Decent math.
Jormar. He'd be like, I think this guy works for Jonathan, too. He's talking like him.
who's this? Jerry?
Jerry's pointing over to Jormar, yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna roll myself something just to see. Yeah, fuck Jerry. I'm not listening to Jerry.
It's like Jerry from Parks and Rec.
I just kind of like, with my gauntleted hand, I just kind of like squeeze his shoulder a little bit.
He's like, ow, 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 ow. The goblin kind of sits there. He's like, are we done?
Are we done? Where
He
is this guild
holds his
hall?
hand
Where-
out. Are we done?
Is there a reading for the will? I'm confused.
What happened to my
I need
horse?
an adult. I smell toast.
Don't know what happened to your horse.
I'm talking to Oof.
I think the halfling has it.
Well, where'd the halfling go?
Presumably with the horse.
Are you gonna give me anything to pay me back for my horse?
I didn't take the horse.
Yeah, but you tied the halfling to it, and then my horse ran away.
Well, I mean, okay, first of all, I untied the halfling from the horse.
Either way.
I was just returning it to the way I found it. You can hardly blame me for that.
I mean, I feel like
Second of all, your horse is not lost to you.
Tolgar, it seems our work here is done. We best be
Yes,
off.
it does. I think we should head on our way.
The goblin goes,
And we
Usually messengers get paid.
You didn't bring a message to me, little green sir.
I
Pay the
wasn't
man,
talking.
Jerry.
I wasn't talking to you.
Yeah, you didn't give him anything.
Yeah, I said
Pay the man, Jerry.
because I threw Jerry's money back at him earlier, so Jerry should have some coin still.
Jerry looks back at you. I gave. Wait. Hold on. I gotta go in the woods for a second. You see Jerry kind of turn and go towards the woods.
I will grab a hold of his shoulder and say, "What did we talk about?"
We attacked first? Or no,
I
no,
don't think so.
no. Ooh, doesn't do. I will amend my ways and be one with the light.
Excellent.
I'm gonna roll an insight check on that. Just
you're,
to
you're running
call
out
it-
of shoulder space there, Jerry.
That's a 13 on insight, just to see how much bull he's spilling now.
You figure that pretty much all of it's bullshit, but like at this point, he's still kind of nervous around you guys. You think he's gonna go in the woods, get his money, and come back.
Well, all right then.
I mean, is anyone going to accompany him with him into the woods? See if he doesn't run away, or are we just?
Oh,
Gonna let him go?
I was gonna escort him to town and then like turn him over to the constabulary.
Yeah, but he's gonna go back in the woods so he can get his money, so I can pay the
Right. I
messenger.
feel like someone should go with him. I mean, I don't really care, but
Well, I believe that he's telling the truth, so I would like give him this chance to redeem himself. So I'm not gonna follow him.
So,
it's
no
not
one
my
else
money
is.
he stole.
If no one
So-
else is going with him, he's gonna go in the woods. Gonna be there for a few seconds. He's gonna bend over the corpse of the captain, pick up something else, and then walk back to the road. He's gonna hand the messenger a single silver piece, or 2 silver pieces, and the goblin is going to look to Sukia and Jormar.
I open up my prayer book and I offer him a blessing of Torm.
I give him a copper.
I don't look like no silver. You're missing 9.
I only have gold or copper. That's all I have. I'm sorry.
You make change.
I'm good. I don't like
I-
having lots of change in my pockets. It weighs me down.
It attracts bandits, I hear.
Jerry, does your half a friend over there have any money that he could lend at this point?
He kind
Pointing
of
to the guy that I chopped in half.
Yeah, he kind of looks over and he goes, I think what's his face took some of the money. He's gonna point to Sukia.
I didn't take anything, and I'm gonna roll a deception. And I got a 10.
Well, he knows that's bullshit because he went to go check his friend.
He's trying to save all of us.
So
All right,
Jerry's
fine.
just
I got a little bit of money from the dead people. I suppose I could give you a silver for delivering this message.
he waits for the silver and then he gives you the copper piece back. He turns to Jormar.
I finish my prayer and close my prayer book and put it back in my pack. Amen.
He kind of taps his foot and he goes, "I'll keep my eye on you then. You'll pay me back someday." And
Is
he,
not the blessing of Torm good enough for payment? Do not feel a swell of courage within you, a might which you have not felt before?
I prefer a different type of swell, and prostitutes cost money.
Let me
Yes,
tell you about this
Jerry told
one
us about
one-eyed Tina at. If you go to the Prancing Pig and ask for one-eyed Tina, she's not very discriminating. The copper probably would get you done for.
it.
He just kind of like puts his hands or face in his hands. He goes, all right. Well, we're done here." And he's gonna turn around and start walking down the road. Jerry's gonna look to Oof, and go, Oof, I think you might recognize this. And he's going to hand you back a pouch that looks very familiar, like the one that you had your 10 gold in. Give you that
Oh.
one.
Good. I'll check it to see if there's 10 gold in there.
There definitely is.
Good deal. All right, I'll put that back in my
Everyone
pocket.
got everything they started with.
I'm gonna cast Charm Person on Oof.
This is exactly like Metroid. We all gained our powers back.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna try to charm me?
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna go well.
Damn it.
I'm pretty sure Charm Person is he has to make a
Yeah.
he has to make a save.
Oh.
Let's make a saving throw.
Again,
So is it a?
Charisma,
It's a charisma save.
I think. I don't know.
let me check.
Probably
Summon
doesn't matter. It's either gonna
spells.
be intelligence, wisdom, or charisma, and I've got the same bonus for all of those.
There you go.
Fucking roll.
It's a wisdom saving throw.
I rolled a nat 20.
God damn it. Never
You are
mind.
not charged.
Do I recognize that he tried to cast a spell on me?
I'm gonna say yes. That's usually I'm pretty sure Charm Person has a somatic invertible component to it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to pick him up.
Verbal and somatic.
I'm gonna try to pick him up.
Okay.
Bring him up to my eye level a little bit.
How tall are you?
6'6".
Okay, I'm 6'1", so
Oh yeah, so maybe I'll just try to knock you down.
It's like half a foot off the ground.
For some reason I thought you were short. Are you a
No.
rogue? Is that probably why I thought you were short?
No, he's
no, I'm a druid.
Oh, you're just a thief. That's why. You're stealing.
No,
things, I assume.
you lost my horse. I was trying to get my money back.
Oh, well anyway,
Yeah.
I'm gonna knock you down.
All right. Fair enough.
I like roleplay, so you just knock him down. You guys agreed, so we do that. Not gonna weird random
Is, like,
fucking rolls.
Is anything rolled, or does it just happen, or?
It
I mean,
just
do you want
happens.
me- Okay.
You know, Sukiya, there's a very good chance that you're not going to get your horse back if you don't look for it.
Well, it ran away. I mean,
The path is only so long,
There's
and the halfling
springs
is
right
only
there.
so quiet.
I chased that horse all the way from town. First of all, you have a pretty shitty horse. I don't know if you recognize this. It's not a fast horse. I kept up with it. I mean, pretty decent. Ran from town. I was only a few steps behind it when it stopped. It stops to eat basically any flower it can find. So as long as there's a couple of patches of wildflower between here and the next town south, I think you could find it pretty easily.
Wait, did the horse go south or is it headed back towards Red Larch?
I don't know.
head-
I was in the middle of battle when this happened, so I don't know which way it ran.
Oh yeah, which I assumed south. I don't know which way did it bolt.
It went north.
Where you
Oh,
go,
okay.
George?
So I said north instead of south in that little diatribe.
Got it. Well, then, why don't we head back to town, claim our alleged inheritance, and find us a horse? Well, find the druid a horse, and us a halfling.
Sure.
So you take the long road north. You start entering into Red
Is there a
Larch.
shortcut along the long road?
No, unfortunately not.
Hmm.
Where we're
Do I have any knowledge of that person?
no.
Hmm.
Only knowledge
Can I roll,
that
like,
you
a
may
history or
know.
something?
Yeah. Go ahead.
18.
At 18.
18.
All right. You do know of this specific person who owned it before you, Finkel Spry Whistle. Why don't we have Oof go ahead and roll this too, so that way he knows. Just if I
Yeah, I
don't.
got an 11.
This is what Oof knows. Oof knows that Finkel Spry Whistle was one of the people of the town. He owned this building, but for the most part didn't know much about him. Know that he used to hang out in a place in town called the Helmet High Sun, and used to gale people in weird and fantastical stories. As for Jormar, you know a little bit more about this Polish wizard.
Mhm. Gnomish, if you will.
Gnomish.
Wizard, eh? Okay.
It seems that you do know about him. Comes from mainly from his tales. You know some of his tales come from fighting dragons in some sandy deserts. There's a specific tale about him actually conquering a small blue dragon and clearing a way for some caravan. Other than that, you know that this gnome wizard is very eccentric, and if he left someone like you and U to this guild hall, you think that maybe he left it to more than just one person.
Kind of like trying to rebuild a guild.
Yes.
So since we're standing out front, I'll just look over Doof and say, well, let's see what the magic man has left for us. I'll open the door.
As you kind of open the door, you can tell it's been a while since anyone's been in here, but you see recent kind of marks of dust. Dust is kind of collecting everywhere, except for a few places. It looks like someone has just recently come in and started messing with a few things. You see a chest kind of sitting in the middle of the opened itself, and it has a bunch of sand inside. Other than that, it's just kind of your regular lobby type area. It looks like there's a few chairs, there's a hearth, there's a little bar in the back.
Very nice.
And for some reason, since you rolled an 18, there happens to be 18 rooms available, but like 18 is another number that we don't describe or talk about. Yeah. You guys want to look around any, or?
Yes.
So Oof walks in and he's like, "Oh, awesome sandbox!" And he like runs to the sandbox. Or I guess the chest filled with sand.
How big is the chest? Matthew knows the answer to this, but how big is the chest?
How big is the chest, Matthew?
It's not very big.
It's not very
It's
big.
more like a jewelry box or something size, not like a trunk.
This is something that I did not pay attention to while it was being explained.
Some would say it's about the size of a bread box.
I understand. I'm not sure if I understand that. As you're kind of digging through the rest of this box, it gets really small because someone else described it. But as you're kind of like playing in the sandbox, building your sandcastle, you feel something at the bottom of the box, and you pull out a ring. Just a very undescript ring.
That's Oof, right?
That's Oof, yes. He's playing in the sandbox. He's having fun.
Yeah. It's about big enough for his hand.
Dove into the sandbox, but all right. Because I mean, I was just running to check it out. I don't know if it's like a kitty litter or what, but okay, I'm fine. I'm with it. I'm into this at this point. Sure.
You sounded really excited about the sandbox. So.
I was excited about the sandbox. Sure. All right, cool. Creepy ring at the bottom of the sandbox. No problems there. Is it conveniently the right size for my hands?
No.
Oh, well, that's inconvenient then. So it doesn't even look cool. It just looks like a lame. Is it gold at least?
Nope. Very undescript. It's just made of maybe steel.
Steel ring.
As I'm wandering around, looking around the place, do I see him doing anything? Do I see him playing in the sandbox, so to speak?
You see him playing in the sandbox, so to speak.
Yeah. Do I see him playing with the ring?
Yes.
Can I roll a... I guess it would be Arcana. Or... Yeah, I don't think religion will work on this. Yeah, can I roll a Arcana on it?
Sure, go ahead.
Just given my knowledge of the prior proprietor of this establishment. Oh, you got another 18.
College try.
That was a nat 18. Because I don't have bonuses to history or Arcana.
Yeah, as you walk over, you kind of look at the ring. Just really plain looking ring, but you feel a tug from your bag.
My bag? I open my bag and see what's tugging.
The small weightless stone block jumps out of your bag and lands on the floor.
My unpaperweight. It's like drawn to the ring.
It's slowly like inching towards Oof along the floor.
Well,
like
I
sees
mean,
it on the floor.
it's not particularly heavy, so I just grab the stone and how much force do I feel like it's getting with how much force do I feel like it's getting pulled towards the ring?
I mean, you can like resist it. It feels like a very like weak magnetic pull.
Say that's weird.
Oof sees this in your hand. He's like, "Oh yeah, we could use that for the general store. Put it right by the inside the like there's the moat, and then inside the moat, just put it to the over that side."
Does Oof feel like the ring is pulling on him as well?
Nope.
No, that's weird. All right. I say, Oof, tell me what happens when you hold this, and I intentionally put it like in his other hand.
So as it
The
kind
stone.
of hands it to you, go ahead and make me a strength check, Oof.
Oh, it's gonna be pretty darn high. Because I rolled an 18, and Oof has a +4, so that's a 22.
Yeah, as soon as he places it in your hand, you feel the stone kind of like trying to go towards the ring, but you're able to hold them apart.
Huh. Okay.
How weird is that?
That's pretty weird.
I take the stone back and put it in my pack and kind of move my pack away from it.
Does this sandbox thing have a lid?
Yes.
Okay. I would put the ring back in and close the lid.
Okay.
Okay. So that's pretty weird, right? Like there's just the sandbox, which I'm getting less excited about as a feature.
It's okay. A cat may have shat in it before, but I'll tell you this: the person who used to own this place, he was a wizard by trade, and given that's a guild hall, I assume this was some sort of headquarters for some mighty troop. So maybe that's just one of the relics they left behind. Well, I can't say I know what happened to anyone else from here.
I'd start to get pretty suspicious of things at this point, and so I'd be like looking around, seeing if anything else seems like it's been disturbed recently.
It looks like someone. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
There's sand in your pants.
That's nothing different. I got a 10.
For the most part, you really don't notice like anyone's kind of newly looking at areas. You notice there is a lot of sand kind of around the place. You think mainly because it's because of the sandstorm that's kind of going on outside. It's not picked up intense just yet, but it seems to grow more and more intense as the day gets later. But you just figure all the sand around the house is because of that. Other than that, you find just regular amenities, what regular guild hall would. There seems to be crates and crates of different supplies. There's at least 10 gallons of ale that you were able to count.
Is there like food? Is there food in here?
There is not food stuff, just mainly like rope, regular adventuring supply.
So nothing like perishable.
No.
Okay.
I will investigate the other rooms of the area of the building. Ha.
This is going to like be a memory game because it's gonna be really tough for me because Sam didn't really give me that much notes. But this is Sam's area. Welcome to Sam's area. Matthew, you kind of already know what's around the area.
Yeah.
Do you happen to remember anything?
There's 18 rooms
Yep.
on the side that are like living quarters. There's a storage room that has like armor stands and weapon racks in it. There's the main hall with a kitchen, and then if you go outside, you can access a cellar that's below the building. But the cellar's all empty. It smells bad.
Was it so?
And there's a dude there as well.
There's a dude there?
Okay, so
There's
one
a dude
question.
there.
There's a dude here?
There's a dude there named Dan.
Oh man, that's important.
He the man?
He is a guy that we picked up at the Swinging Sword, who was essentially hired to clean the place up
Oh yeah, I remember that part.
because
Well, that's what we
we were
got
gonna
Jerry
we were gonna
for.
kill some monsters for him.
In our world, that's Jerry.
Yeah.
We could have two. This place needs two people to clean it.
Oh wait, is this the same world? I guess I didn't catch that.
Technically.
I think it is. Yeah.
it's,
Yeah, the
it's
intent is
supposed
that
to
people
be.
can like rotate in and out
Yeah.
from the games.
So okay, so I know that so I knew enough that I knew the name of this dude and I knew that he owned this place. Did I know anything like about this place? Did I know what type of a guild it was or
Just like a general kind of adventuring league.
Okay.
People came in, had random jobs, hired people out, but something kind of happened. It fell into a state of disrepair. Let's go ahead and go to table. Uh, So after kind of visiting the stables, Suki, you don't really find anything, so you decide to go to the last place that you think that the halfling would go to.
Okay.
I have you go to the Swinging Sword. As you kind of enter the Swinging Sword, there's a lot of people kind of there, kind of buying drinks, bustling about, talking about random stuff. As you kind of enter, you see a female human kind of give you this long, kind of faraway stare, and then go back to her drink. She seems to be the only person sitting at a table alone. But other than that, you've got the bartender behind the bar. It kind of seems like a very homey and roomy environment. A lot of people there seem friendly, a lot of like jovial laughter and whatnot.
I go up to the bar and I order an ale. And I ask the bartender if he has seen a halfling in here. What was his name? Jonathan?
Yeah, Jonathan Stillbottom.
Yeah. I asked the bartender if he'd seen him.
Because I saw him last night. There was a little bit of scuffle between him and Oof. It drug me dry. I actually don't have any ale left. If there's anything else I can get you mead.
I'll take mead.
Right.
Yeah. Do you know of anyone around here that may have seen him that's here in the bar that I could talk to?
He kind of gets a glass from below and spits in it, cleans it out a little bit, and he waves over to a maid who she goes in the back and gets you something. He goes, last time I saw Jonathan was last night. Who would know where Jonathan is? I think Lisa might know.
Who would that be?
The weird, alone-looking woman in the back there. Lisa!
Yeah.
He yells over and waves her over. She kind of jumps up excitedly and walks over. He goes, what? What's going on? Can I help you? And she kind of gives you like this side-eyed glance.
Have you seen Jonathan, the halfling, around here today?
Why would you be looking for Jonathan? Did he swindle
Oh,
you? Is this another one of his things?
no, no. I ran into him on my way to the city today, and he told me to meet him here for a drink. And I was just wondering if he'd been around.
So you didn't give him any money?
No, no. I'm just meeting him here for a friendly drink. That's all.
Because don't give him any money. You can pay for his drinks, but don't give him anything.
Okay. I
Uh,
mean, I just met the guy today, but he seemed like a decent fellow. So
I would say don't trust him as far as you can throw him, but he is a tiny one, and you could probably throw him halfway across the yard. Uh, I haven't seen him in today.
you can't give me anything.
I'm sorry, sweetheart.
I'm gonna roll insight, I guess. I got a 9.
But she's holding something back from you.
Okay. I put on my best smile, show my dimples, get up close to her, and I ask her, I was like, "You really can't tell me anything, beautiful?" And I roll persuasion, and I get a 16.
She slides her hand over yours, kind of on the table, and she goes, "Oh, you can get a lot from. I don't think you're gonna get anything from about Jonathan. You're certainly not making my bottoms."
I kind of back away, and I was like, "All right, thanks for the help." And I turn my back to her and continue drinking my drink.
A bartender kind of comes over to you and goes, "What? Other than Jonathan, why are you in town? You met him just outside. Figured he'd be here by now."
Yeah, me too. That's why I'm surprised he isn't here. I'm not here for any particular reason, just wandering around, uh, looking for some adventure. Nothing particular, though.
Adventure, eh? Well, I'm not sure about that, but been hearing these strange stories about a haunted cave or a tombstone at the edge of town. If you want to talk about adventure, you can probably go check that out for me if you want. Like, kids are
Sure.
been mighty scared of it recently. I can repay you and maybe some free drinks at the bar or maybe some gold.
Sounds good to me. Where's this cave located?
Cave should be just south of town. Yep. If you want to go back along the long road for a bit and go east, you should find a kind of a long forgotten graveyard. It'll be a kind of where the kids thought they saw something. I figured it was just bandits or something, but a lot of them say it. They got close enough to see him, and they saw through them, whoever they saw or whatnot. To go there,
Do you have a map?
I do. Tell me when it changed.
I can see it.
Where?
I don't know if
Where?
anybody else besides me or Matt are in roll 20 though.
Oh, I haven't opened it up.
I can see the long road and the haunted tomb.
Uh,
What's
Ghost bandits.
what's the group in Rule 20 or Roll 20? Or what's the group name?
You should be able to just open up it in Google. Well, are you guys in the beta for the Google Hangouts?
You gotta go back to
No.
the old version.
Yeah, you got to go back to the
Yeah.
original version.
oh, there it is.
Pilgar, were you going to the bar as well?
No, he was going to where One-Eyed, whatever her name is.
Right, to return Jerry.
All right, cool. So I got the map, and I tell the bartender, I met a few other people on the road today that may be able to help clear out this cave. I don't know how dangerous it is. How about I bring them over here later today and we can discuss terms about clearing out this cave for you?
You were going to make it an ordeal. I mean, I assumed you were going to go by yourself, but that's fine with me. I guess
I mean, is it
travel
how,
in numbers.
how dangerous is this cave?
I don't know. The kids were just playing around it. All of them seemed to come back okay. Oh,
I mean, I can check it out.
I just realized I muted myself when I was telling people how to get into Roll20. Whoops.
it's up to you, but if you do want to come back and talk terms, I can give them drinks too. As long as we get this kind of situated.
No, I'll just go check it out by myself, I guess.
Are you gonna go straight away, or are you gonna go check out your new digs?
Uh, I'll go to the guild hall first.
Yeah. So as Oof and Oof and Jormar kind of look around the guild hall, one of you notice someone enter, and it's your new acquaintance, Tukia. Go back to Tolgar. Tolgar, you've reached the prancing pig.
Okay. I'll go in and sidle up to the barkeep and ask him for what was her name? One-eyed what?
Tina.
One-eyed.
One-eyed Tina. I'm gonna ask him where I can find One-eyed Tina, and that I have her son for her.
It's funny because the name Tina is spelled with 2 eyes.
God damn it, man. God damn it. Can't wait to give this back to Sam. Sam, all right, now you have a new inn in your town. I know it's not in the book. So, as he kind of gruffly just, Carly, get out here. And
Wait. Oh, wait. I thought, yeah. I forgot it was the it's the tavern, there's the boarding house.
The Prancing Pig is more. Don't think of it like an inn or like a tavern on like the.
It's like a
level.
gentleman's club.
It's not
Yeah.
even that. It's like have you ever been to a small town like where somebody has a bar but it's really just their house and they've just kind of converted their garage
Mm-hmm.
and they like
Yeah.
pretend it's a bar? That's kind of what you get. That's kind of the feel you get from the Prancing Pig.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I mean,
actually kind of what I was envisioning from that. So.
Yeah.
Like a greasy spoon of sorts.
Oh yeah. It's not like if you visited Red Larch and went to like the visitors bureau, presuming they had one, like it would not be listed on their like
It's where
establishment.
the locals go.
No,
It-
I guess.
The locals.
Yeah.
Local flavor. Sorry. It's where the local flavor goes.
it's definitely a podunk like hole in the ground. You're pretty sure that like none of this is, like Adam was saying, within the legal bounds, but they apparently do it for themselves. Yeah, so he kind of like goes around the corner and yells into the main room of the house, and you see a woman kind of prancing out. She has 2 eyes for some reason. But you notice
she
that
pretty?
her breasts are lopsided. She's wearing a long brown dress that has a bunch of stains on it.
Get the rest of the surgery done.
She walks over to the bartender, kind of places her hand on his shoulder, and goes, what is it? Do you have another customer?" Well, hi
say,
there, tall,
"Ma'am."
dark, and handsome.
I'll say, ma'am, I apprehended your son trying to rob from some people in the forest outside the town, and I just thought I'd return him here. And I'll kind of
That's not my
nudge him
son.
forward. This isn't your son?
That's not my son.
I'll look at what Jerry, Jerry, didn't you say your mother was One-Eyed Tina?
Jerry puts his hands like in, or puts his head
I was
into
gonna
his
say,
hands.
It's probably not. That's probably her street name. It's probably not her real name.
Is that your
I don't know
Christian
any
name?
other name.
Why did you call me?
He looks over to you and he goes, "No, she disowns me she disowns me every day, so I'm not her son."
Oh, family troubles. I understand. Um,
Listen here, are you here to pay or are you here to play?
I'm just here to drop him off. Now, if you won't claim him, he was committing banditry outside the town, and I might have to take him into the local constabulary.
She just kind of like looks at him straight in the face.
You can adopt him as your ward.
Yeah, he's mine. How much does he owe you?
He doesn't owe me anything. I
Oh, well,
apprehended
good.
him.
Thank you, Jared. Can you go in the back? Mommy's working, sweetheart.
Ew.
Jared kind of like goes around her and he goes, "Yes, Mom."
How old is Jerry?
Right.
You kind of like figure Jerry for like around like the 16, 17-year-old.
Old enough to know better, too young to care.
Right.
Mhm. Yeah.
A lot of
Okay,
the
well-
other bandits were kind of around the same age.
Hmm.
God, I hope he doesn't have an Oedipus complex.
Okay. Well then, if I've dropped him off, I'm just going to kind of, all right, well, I think that's all that I needed to take care of here, and I'll start to walk out. Now that I've given him to his mother.
So as you walk out, you see that same goblin that you saw before walk in, going through a large sheaf of papers, and he looks up at you. He goes, don't I know you?"
Yes, I met you on the road. How are you doing, sir?
He keeps looking through the papers. He doesn't really address you, so to speak. And he looks back up. What's your name again?
Tolgrin Bellshammer. At your service.
Okay. So you don't know a Tolgar Bellshammer?
I'm afraid I don't.
Did you spell
It-
it
I thought
differently?
your
on your-
name was Tolgar.
I totally spelled it differently too.
I have Tolgar written down based on just.
I had Tolgrin first and then Tolgar.
I have Tolgar written. Oh, it is Tolgar. I just titled it wrong. Oops.
I'm not changing it again on my sheet. Like
Yeah, no,
So
it's
is it Tolgar or Tolvar?
It Tolgar. Tolgar.
Okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
Alright.
He goes, "Well, can you give this to your cousin or whatever? You humans all look alike. Just
Sure.
take it."
Okay.
He hands you a sheet of
And
paper and turns around and without like addressing you, just walks out.
Well, I want to before he leaves, I want to like flick a gold to him because everyone else has kind of stiffed him, and I feel bad about it.
So as he kind of turns around, you wave your hand, kind of stop him. He turns around and goes, "Oh, well, thank you. Probably the. Well, thank you. Hey, One-Eyed Tina, you free tonight?" And the goblin walks over to the bar. They don't seem as they don't seem afraid of the goblins. You kind of figure that everything's okay.
Okay.
You open it. You open it up and you realize that you've inherited a guild hall in this town.
Awesome. Fantastic. Then I'll make my way to this inherited guild hall.
Seems like sort of a rundown place. You kind of enter the door and you see Sukiya kind of looking around the place, playing in a very small box full of sand.
Okay.
Because you are Sukiya, I'm sorry. Everyone has to play in the box at least.
Oh, okay.
The magic ring.
But then I guess I'll sideline up next to him and what are you doing there, my friend?
Is that the ring still in the box?
Yes, there is After playing around in it, you do find that ring.
I found this here in this box, and I'm trying to figure out what it is.
Hmm. Have you tried putting it on?
Not yet. I was just about to do that when you walked in.
Well, then let's see.
I tried to put on the ring.
He looks good on you.
You put on the ring, and you feel a tugging from your bag.
I search through my bag, and I find out what's being pulled, and it's my cube. I pull the cube out of my bag and try to. I mean, it's clearly pulling my hand towards the ring.
Yes. Go ahead and make me a strength check.
It's gonna be bad because I have +0 to my strength. So I got a 14.
Got a 14? Alright, you're
Yeah.
able to hold it far enough away from the ring to pull it outside of that area where it almost requires you to make a strength check. You're kind of holding your hands out on opposite ends of your body, trying to keep it away.
Can I do some experiments? Okay, I place the cube down on the ground, and then I hold the ring up and see if the ring pulls the cube up towards it.
The cube slowly goes towards it until it's right underneath the ring, and then just slowly floats up towards the.
Okay. And then I want to see what happens if they touch, if anything happens.
Make me a Constitution saving throw as soon as they touch.
Okay. I got a 13.
You feel like a jerk in your stomach. You feel really sick for a brief instant. You are now poisoned.
Okay.
But you feel something has changed about the ring because as soon as the cube hit the ring, the cube melted and formed over the ring and transformed it into a jade dragon going around it. There's a kind of the cube is now formed this jade dragon that goes around it with the head of the dragon at the very tip. There's a purple crystal.
I try to put the ring on again, see if anything changes.
You
Oh,
put
did
it
I?
on. You put
Oh,
it.
yeah.
If you put it on, then you make the.
In my mind, had taken it off and was like holding it and seeing what was happening. But
Got you. All
all
right.
right, either way it works.
But if you take it off, the jade dragon falls apart, and the crystal disappears, and the ring and the cube are now separate. If you take the ring, it seems
Is he
like
still poisoned?
all this magicking is happening in the house. I've been around enough magic in my real life to know that has to make some noise. So I've got to have an idea that there's some magicking going on in the front room, right?
Hocus pocus! What was that?
All right, because I want to come out there and be like figuring out what's going on.
When I take the ring off, am I still poisoned?
no.
Okay.
So Oof walks out and sees, Sukiya playing in the sandbox still, or no? I guess he's like
That's
got like another
I,
block and a.
I tell Tolgar that he should check it out.
Okay. I will check it out, and I'm not gonna put it on, but I'm gonna roll religion to see if I know of anything like this as like a religious artifact or something, or if it has any inclination to a religion.
I cannot say it's
7.
a magic ring, you know that, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
didn't
Well, I
tell him
didn't-
anything about what happened to me. I just told him to check it out.
Wait a second.
Um,
Why is the shiny man here?
I
the
received
paladin.
apparently my cousin's invitation to this, I think.
Cousin.
Did you
You-
inherit this guild hall?
You were related to Finkel Sprywhistle?
No, I was related. I'm related to, I think, Tolgrin? Devil's Hammer?
It might have been a typo.
So wait,
Yeah.
did you inherit the guild hall?
Yes. Yes.
Gosh, this is always the way. You're always the last to find out that you died. Because I owned the guild hall, and if you inherited it,
Oof, oof. We went over this before. We all own this place.
oh, like together.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think that's what the goblin said when he said there was like 18 of us or some crap. I don't know.
You're very much alive, Sir Oof.
Well, that's yet to be proven, but
I poke him in the ribs.
I roll medicine. That's a 15. Is he alive?
No, he's dead.
Oh.
There's the poke in the ribs that did it.
Can I take a 10 on medicine?
No, Oof is definitely alive.
I was a glass cleaver.
He used don't miss.
I guess I'll put the well.
So as soon as Jormar kind of enters the room, you start feeling that pull again from your backpack.
Oh, I'm not carrying my gear. I set up one of the rooms in the back.
Okay. You don't,
Brought
but
an
you do
armor
see that
stand
he.
in, brought a weapon rack in.
You do see that
Dusted it a little bit.
that Sukiya is actually playing.
Yeah.
I thought Tolgar was.
Oh, dude, I got this
Oh, you gave
thing
it
in
over
my
to
bag.
Tolgar.
Yeah, I
And
Yeah, I gave it to Tolgar.
Yeah, after
I-
you make a 7 religion check, you don't understand that much about the ring. Nothing really with dragons. I mean, maybe Bahamut might have something to do with it, but again, that's a green dragon. Probably not really sure.
Tiamat, yeah.
Tiamat.
Okay. All right. So I put it on and nothing happens except his backpack in the other room starts pulling.
You kind of see like Sukiya's bag kind of move to one side as you put the ring on.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'll just if it doesn't really do any effects that I notice other than that. And
I look at Tomar and say, "Oh, you know that thing's magic, right?"
Yeah, I'm kind of figuring that out. Do you know exactly what it does?
I don't know. I have this rock that I carry around that I think's really cool, and for whatever reason, the the ring kind of like draws it toward it. It's the strangest thing.
Did I see the cube of was it Suki?
Sukiya.
Yeah.
Sukiya. Yeah, did I see the ring turn on his finger with the cube and everything, or was I not here for that yet?
No, you're sitting right next to me. So
Okay,
you saw
okay.
it happen, but you don't know what happened to me when I touched them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're telling me, well, apparently this ring, it absorbed this gentleman's, our druidic companion's, special rock that he carries with him, or his special cube that he carries with him.
I'm sorry, it absorbed it.
Yeah, I
Yes.
touched the ring to my cube, and the cube was absorbed by the ring, and the ring changed appearance
To what?
to a green dragon with a ruby in its mouth.
When he says that, can I make a roll based on that?
Sure.
Should I do Arcana again or Religion?
One of those things where you can do either one, or you can do both. But I'm going to give you information based on what you rolled.
In that case, I will do both. Arcana, I got a 6, and I got a nat 20 on Religion, so 22 with my bonus. I'm sorry, Religion, 25 with my bonus, but nat 20.
For the most part, nothing about that ring as any religious symbols that you can think of from what they've told you. You know that they had some same thing I told Tolgar before, but at the same time you're like, no, none of that actually makes any sense other than like the being a green dragon. You think that maybe it should have poisoned him, being a green dragon, but
So that's kind of what I know. I mean, just kind of like based on what I had before. I know it's magic, but not religiously oriented.
Not religiously oriented with that. Would you get like a 6 in Arcana?
That time, yeah.
Yeah. Nothing kind of stands out after what he told you about the ring. Nothing stands out specifically. The ruby in the mouth kind of seems odd, but...
So I say, well, I don't really... I don't know if I have anything else to go on other than... I don't know, you said the ring changed. Did you feel any different?
I did feel a little sick.
I was gonna say also, when you say it turned into a like an actual dragon, or just became a part of the ring?
Like the band was shaped like a dragon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you said it made you feel sick.
Yes.
Well, that explains the green dragon, but
Obviously, thank you.
I don't know about. I can't say anything about the stone.
I got nothing.
I don't know. Do you all have anything that maybe would feed this ring?
I don't.
I mean, we can get Jerry back here, and
I mean, if you want, you could try to put the ring on and touch it with your stone, see if it has the same effect. But
I could, but I know better than to mess with powerful magics.
Where
Alright,
did you
so
get the stone?
who are you talking to?
The one with the stone.
You saying you want me to get the stone?
No, where did you get the stone?
I was told to roll a D100, and then no, I found it
Metagaming.
on a battlefield of a winning battle, and despite its size and what it looks like a dense stone, it has no weight to it. So I thought it was unique.
How strange.
Strange.
Well, I'm not going to worry about the ring too much. Does anyone know why we're here, or what's going on?
That's a
Well-
good question. Why are we here?
I don't know. There's some rooms in the back if you want to get settled in.
So the sandstorm
guess.
outside is kind of up. You can kind of hear it rattling the windows. Also hear a very familiar noise of a horse and some screaming people. The horse specifically because it has hit the front of your building. That'd
Oh,
make me a
hey.
perception checks.
17.
I got a nat 20.
19.
That is a 9 for me.
So the druid actually knows that this is my horse. That seems to be battering itself against the side of the building. The rest of you, except for Tolgar, hear another whiny, high-pitched voice kind of squeaking. And another voice of what sounds to be a little girl. I think most of you got above a 15, except for Tolgar, still kind of fascinated with what's going on. Keeps staring at the sandbox because he wants to play in it.
So I guess so the horse is like right outside the door, hitting the door, or like hitting.
Or like it came. I thought it came through the door.
No,
Did it come through the door?
it sounds like it's beating on the side of the house, and then it hits the door, and it makes a very loud thunk noise. You hear just.
Suki, I think that's for you.
Okay, yeah. I run over to the door and I open it, and is my horse still alive?
Yes, make me a dexterity saving throw.
All right. I got a 7.
The horse busts in through the doorway after you kind of unlatch it and runs you over. Take 3 points of damage.
All right.
Bludgeoning damage as it kicks you in the chest.
This is why you don't room with a druid.
That's why they live
That's
outside.
inside. Horses in the living room. It's gonna knock over the sandbox. You realize?
As soon as
I
Oof says
think
that,
there's a lot more sand where that came from.
the sandstorm is kind of pushing all the sand inside. You're getting more and more sand for your sandbox.
We just swept that.
I'm gonna. Well, Am I knocked prone? Since I just got
make me a
pulled
dexter-
over by a horse.
Yeah. Yes, you did. You got knocked prone. The horse is kind of running down the hallway, and you still see the binds are tied to it, and you all see Jonathan Stillbottom, kind of like beaten and battered, still kind of screaming, "Ah, get me down!" And
I'll run up to the horse
That was a
and try
very
and
tough halfling.
calm it again. Well, basically, I'm gonna do the same thing I did before. I'm gonna try and grab its reins and get it to stop. Do you want me to do strength or athletics since I have to chase it down?
go ahead, do me an athletic.
Okay.
You're just gonna try to
17.
wrestle it.
Yeah.
That'll definitely kind of wrestle it, kind of keeping it within your grasp. Still
Do you want me to
very
do animal
riled up.
handling?
Yeah.
Okay. And that is a 9 on my animal handling.
It's still kind of riled up. It's still kind of resisting what you're
So-
trying to do to it.
So you have proficiency with land vehicles, right? As a soldier, or do you have a soldier background?
I do have a soldier background.
So you add double your proficiency to that, to animal handling. Yeah.
So then
It's
that
like a
would
thieves,
make it.
thieves tools or an herbalist kit.
Gotcha.
Okay. So then that's gonna make that a 12,
being able to-
actually.
It seems to be calming down a little bit more, but it seems really kind of startled between the sandstorm and having this halfling tied for so long to him.
I will say that my horse only had a problem with Oof because he's a half orc. And it freaked him out.
You shouldn't
Racist
trust anything
horse.
over 6'5".
You have acquired one horse, one very disgruntled horse. You also see outside the door, in your prone position on the ground, you see a little girl kind of crying, kind of just like sitting in the middle of during the sand. Like the sandstorm is picked up now, where you can kind of barely see her, but she's sitting in the middle, crying.
I'll go out and grab her or not grab her, but I'll go up to her and say, "Come inside where it's safe. Storm is a disaster."
There's tsunamis everywhere.
Is that the girl saying that?
The girl has a really rough voice. Go ahead and make me a persuasion check.
Okay.
There's candy in this guild hall.
Whoa, whoa. You're not playing that kind of campaign.
19.
All right.
19 persuasion.
How do you persuade her to get inside of the building with a suave 19?
Well, I'm a priest. I mean, cleric. So, no, I'll,
Damn it.
I'm shielding my eyes. I'll go up to her, kind of like kneel down and offer my hand and say, "Come inside, dear. We'll get you out of this nasty storm. You can tell us all about what's going on."
Kind of looks up to you. She goes, "They got Spike." As she kind of gets up and she starts crying more and more as you enter the house, and kind of beating against you.
I'll close the door behind. We're just getting so much sand in here. It's disgusting.
Yeah. So
There's a horse in there.
She kind of wipes the tears from her eyes. You can tell they're both irritated from all the sand and the crying. She looks up to you and goes, "Got Spike."
Now, who got Spike?
The boogeyman, he
Spike?
got Spike.
Who's Spike?
Spike is trying to protect me.
Yeah, who's Spike?
Spike, my best friend.
Okay. Who's Spike?
It's probably a dog.
What kind of name is Spike for a dog? There are no spikes on dogs.
Daddy got him a collar.
Oh, Spike Collar.
I
Got
guess it was her brother.
it. Okay. Do you have siblings with spike collars around their necks?
Not anymore.
What were their names?
Shink and Ting.
Bamf.
Yeah.
Shunk.
All right. Well, we'll see if the storm dies down, and we'll help you find your spike.
Okay.
You,
Is that
you
Don't
need
worry,
someone-
little girl. We have plenty of horse to eat. We'll be fine.
She starts crying again. Ah!
Do you need someone to escort you home?
You mean what?
Tovar. I mean Tolgar.
Yeah, I'm gonna step up to her and I'm actually gonna roll a charisma check to try and calm her, say some kind words and get her to calm down. And that is a 15 on my charisma to just sort of there, child. It's all right.
Children are not terrified by your scars at all.
She kind of looks up to you. She kind of is wary for a second, but then you're trying to actually make her feel better about it. She goes, well, my mom owns the poultry with the chickens in town. A lot of sand out right now. Mom said I wasn't supposed to be out when there's sand, but I was coming home and I had to find Spike.
Well, how from here do you live, little girl? And what's your name?
Normal in your part of town?
Mom's told me not to talk to.
Well, that's a very smart, I don't know, crap. That's a very smart method of thought.
Good
little girl.
advice.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Good
that's very good advice, little girl.
So you
But,
have to tell me your name first.
Oh, well, I am Tolgar Bellshammer, at your service.
Are you a bellhop?
I may be descended from them.
Okay. All right. My name is Pell.
Well, Pell, how far away from here is your mother's business?
Town.
Oh my God! Does your mom work at the Prancing Pig?
Is your mom one-eyed Tina?
My mom says not to talk to that bitch.
Match.
Can we ask her about the boogeyman?
She said she handles poultry, not grabs. Hold on a second.
Could
He
you?
lives down the road. The sign out front. I can show.
Yes. Well, let's if it's just down the road, let's take you down there. But first, tell me about man. What does this man look like?
Boogeyman?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're not supposed to go there, but I figured I had Spike, so it would be okay if I go to the graveyard and
Ooh.
Spike in. And then I call for Spike and he didn't come back.
There. It's all right. We'll go to this graveyard and see if we can find Spike.
He
And
probably
let
just
me-
died. Dogs do that all the time.
Just starts like screaming, boohooing.
Oof! Shh! Stop it.
We're
You're
gonna
not
have to
helping.
teach you a little bit about public speaking.
They make more dogs, you know.
Yes, but you don't make more dogs.
You make more oofs.
Oof has great breeding farm.
I feel as if I'm being spoken down to here.
You're the tallest in the group.
No
It'd be-
one can speak down to one as tall as you.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm gonna take. What was it? Pell?
Yeah.
Was that the little girl's name? Okay.
Yeah.
Pell, I'll take you home. So I'm gonna walk her out and take her home.
in the middle
If
of a
it's just
sandstorm?
down,
I'll
well, if
go
it's just down
with.
the
Why
road,
not? I'll go with.
yeah. If it's just down the street, it shouldn't be that big of a deal.
And leave me and Oof alone together after our history.
With
You guys have got a
Jonathan
horse. 2 dudes and a horse. There you go.
and a halfling.
And a halfling. There you go.
2 and a halfling men.
Oh God, has that been made yet?
So
Oh, coin
you
that
haven't
word.
really done anything with the horse and still bottom yet. Tolgar, are you just gonna let the? What are you guys doing with that? Taking him
Well,
out?
I mean, it's
I'm
my
gonna
horse,
hand
so
the
I'll
horse
go over.
off to his owner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go over to him and calm him down more.
Okay. Yeah, seems to calm down quicker. Still a bloodied halfling in the side of the horse, though. He as you kind of go near him, he's got.
I would walk over and yank him out of there.
Okay. He comes loose pretty quickly. He goes.
That's where I left that.
He looks to you and goes, oof. Just let me go.
Just poop in your pants.
I'm already bleeding.
What was the deal you had with the bandits?
They were supposed to. They were supposed to find the dwarf afterwards and kill him. Get the money back if he lost.
Oh, so they killed the dwarf already.
And I pull the thing of money out of my pocket and shake it in his face.
Maybe some other people tied me up before I got to see.
You're pretty much the worst planner. Just, I want you to know this.
And I've got him like right up in my eye level, like just right face to face.
I feel like you need to know this. You make terrible plans.
Look, Oof, this hasn't been the greatest week for me. I know. I'll stop. Just let me go.
Well, I'm feeling generous, and I've got my money back. So leave your clothes and head out the door, and you're free to go.
He like, but it's a sandstorm outside.
I don't think you want to stay in here.
There's a child present. Don't want to.
There's 18 other rooms she can go to.
Oh, I thought they already left.
Well, yeah, I'm ushering her out the door, and I'll even put the shield like in front of her face. Like,
Okay.
oh, you don't need to see this.
So you two, you leave with Pell. Is anyone going with them? Or are you guys watching the show?
I'll go with after I'm sure he's stripped himself down naked and is headed out into the street during a sandstorm.
Wow. It's gonna chafe the thighs.
No.
I'll
It's a little
tie my horse up
sandblasting.
and leave with them too, I suppose.
All right. So Jonathan looks around. He's like, he realizes no one's on his side. Slowly takes off his shirt.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, I thought we left. Are we?
No. He's staying. Those two are leaving, so the child does not see this.
Oh
You
no,
could-
I was leaving with them.
Okay, they're already out the door. Oof is making sure this man is naked.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say if I was actually around for that, I probably would try to stop it. But I already said I was leaving with
Them. Yeah.
Tolgar.
Oof. Oof. Jonathan takes off his shirt and puts it on the ground. He goes, "Well, can I at least keep my underwear?"
And so Oof takes one of his coins out of his pouch and flips it in the air, takes a look at it, pops it back into his pouch.
No, those are going to need to stay right here.
Jonathan looks down, very disappointed, and he slowly takes off his pants until you realize that he's not wearing any underwear. He puts them down to the ground. He goes, can I go now? He's just nude now.
Yeah, been nice talking to you, Johnny.
Jonathan slowly goes out the door, but before he goes out completely, he looks both ways across the street, and he's kind of glad for the sandstorm now as he runs outside.
And then he's all of a sudden not glad for that sandstorm anymore.
Yeah.
Are they still in sight? Like, are the rest of the people still in sight where they headed off to? Or probably with the sand, maybe not, right?
Well, here's my thing. Anyone with a passive perception of 14 or higher, he's a halfling trying to go from house to house, hiding his shame. I think one
I
of
have a
you has a 16. Yeah.
Yeah, it was 16.
I have a 13, so
You catch a glimpse of poor Mr. Jonathan Stillbottom trying to get his way home while nude in the sandstorm. And I'm guessing Oof kind of leaves Alf behind and trails behind you guys. It doesn't take you that long. It's actually just further down the road, back from once you came down the long road. Feel it now, papa. Oop. You're on the same page with I.
Yeah.
I think Sam said your guys' place was over between near 2 and 1.
it was the building to the like L-shaped building or angular building to the left of number 2. So essentially across the street from the inn or the swinging sword.
Got you. Yeah, you guys head on over to. You see on the outside of it is a picture of a chicken and a bunch of little chicks. And as you open the door, you are greeted by a woman standing behind the counter. And she goes, "Oh, what are you doing out? It's a sandstorm. You should have been. I thought you were in the back with your father." Bell kind of looks sheepishly down. He goes, well, I would thank you, gentlemen, for bringing Pell back home.
Oh, it's no trouble at all. She just got a little bit lost.
Are you going to give us anything for it? I mean, food, money, whatever you got.
How about this? How about instead of me giving you something, do me a favor, and then I might give you. I understand you brought
Just
Pell home.
Saved your daughter.
I understand you brought Pell home, but you don't come into a shop asking for something right away.
And by your standards, Sukiya, you probably owe this woman a dog, I guess. You didn't bring that back to her.
What happened to Spike?
Yes, we're going to go and try, or I'm going to go at least and try and retrieve your daughter's dog, I think.
Yes, it's our dog,
Yes.
Spike.
Spike. Spike's a weird name for a dog. I'm just gonna keep saying that.
He has a spike collar.
He has a Spike
I
collar.
know, but you call the collar Spike. You don't call the dog Spike.
Are you really getting to this? Like, it's like naming a dog Rex or Fido. Spike is like it's prototypical.
Is that move saying prototypical?
Oof! Good
Yeah,
show, my good.
You're one of these moments.
Gonna have to have you roll an intelligence save for that one. No.
He starts
That's
bleeding from his
presumptive.
nose.
Like, Oof is not that dumb.
Oof
know.
has been very intelligent a lot of these times that things have been brought up. No, she gonna look to you and go, "Well, what happened to Spike?" And Elle is gonna kind of go into a blubbering fit, and she's gonna look to you guys.
She says the boogeyman took the dog.
You did not go out there again, did you? I told you to stay away from that graveyard. The kids have been trying to mess with something. I'm not sure if they disturbed something or knocked over a tomb or what, but
They're probably playing Dungeons and Dragons, trying to summon the undead or Satan.
Is there any
uh,
connection between this graveyard and the haunted cave outside town?
I'm sorry, you said a haunted cave?
Yeah.
That I know of. Is it the one north of here?
I don't remember where it
She's
was.
basically gonna say, is it the one north of here? In which, and yes, it is. I just, um, yes, and you remember now that he called it the haunted tomb.
Oh, I thought it was cave. I wrote it down wrong. My bad.
I might have actually said. But she's basically going to say, yes, it's kind of a large area. There's a lot of graves out there, but there's a fairly large tomb out there too. I think one of the kids knocked it in something. But I think one of them said they must have disturbed something because they said they saw a ghost out there. I'm not sure whether or not it's bandits or not because got an influx of them recently. Yeah, it'd be great if one of you went out there and checked it out. I don't want these kids kind of messing with bandits. Lord knows what they'll
Of
do.
course not.
Well,
Bandits, ghosts.
I went to
Either way, it should be destroyed.
I went to the Swinging Sword before coming to the guild hall, and the bartender told me about this, and I already told him I'd go check it out. If you guys want to tag along, I guess that's fine.
Sounds like a jolly good time.
It's probably real ghosts because ghosts are drawn to children.
Yeah, children
much
are
like
very
cubes
reliable.
are drawn to rings, very much in the same way.
7 days.
So she goes, "Oh, of course he would be that kind, that man." Yeah. Or they would name a bartender, but
Yeah, and I didn't ask, so.
yeah. But she's gonna basically,
Probably whoever owns is probably also the bartender.
she's gonna turn. She's like, if you guys could do that, I would pay you on top of whatever he's. You just need to make sure that the kids are safe.
Of course. Actually, Tolgar would abstain from his reward for this, but he's not gonna look. He's not gonna mind anyone else getting it. But this is kind of like he would just see this as doing community service. So.
And Oof would mention that I owe him about 7 gallons worth of ale, so I figure we probably call this settled, right? Could you settle that up with him and we call it a deal?
You're asking me?
No, I'm asking her.
Oh.
I'm not sure about that. I heard about that. Did you actually drink 7 gallons of ale?
Only because there wasn't an 8 there.
I wish I was there to see it. I was closing up. Well, I would assume that he'd be fine with that. You'd have to ask him though. I don't know about his stock and how frequent his orders come in. Yeah, Pell's gonna go in the back, and she's gonna come up to you guys. She's like, "Oh, just for now, since you insisted I'd give you some. Here's about 5 silver pieces for each of you, and you'll get another 5 on your way back. I know that he'll give you more. This is just a preemptive measure just for bringing Pell back home."
Yes, yes, silver. It's also good to fight the undead with.
Very true.
Is that
Very
true?
well.
You adventurers are
Adventure what now?
adventurers, people who go out and do random odd jobs around town.
Oh, I suppose we could do that. I would think we were some sort of guild now or something.
Hmm.
You know what? There used to be an old guild in town owned by oh, that crazy gnome Sprywinkle. Sprytinkle?
Yeah,
Mm,
like
Sprydingle.
whistle, spry whistle,
Sprywhistle.
spry whistle. Yeah. Do you
He
know
was
what
sure
the
into
name of the
sandboxes,
guild
wasn't he?
was?
People are talking at the same time.
I'm sure his question was more intelligent than mine.
Oh, I was gonna say, do you know what the name of the guild was?
Matthew, do you know the name of the guild?
No, I'm asking. I haven't read the book. This was something that never came up last night.
This is one of Sam's
And
things. It's not in the book.
Subsequently came out. Oh.
She gives you a name, which will be determined later.
She might not know. I mean, who's to say she knows?
Don't want to be assumptive.
I mean, otherwise, it's our opportunity to come up with a name for a guild. Well, we need to go to like a blacksmith and have him make signs, and get some T-shirts printed.
There's apparently
Matching
someone
jackets.
smash. You are now the Tunnel Snake Guild.
Yes.
Tell us.
Oh, we rule.
We all agree and we go to the thing with the haunted and the tomb.
I need to take a long rest if we can.
Yeah, me too.
You guys have poked around a bunch. If you guys want to take a short rest, you guys can go back to the guild and go to bed. It's kind of in the
Yeah.
morning.
I feel like I want to wait for the storm to pass before we trek out to this tomb. Yeah.
So we take a long rest. It's only got to be 5 hours. I don't have to be sleeping. I mean, I can just be resting. Throw on my vestments and pray.
How does regaining HP work?
For a short rest, it'll just be like an hour of not really doing anything major, like combat or building anything or anything, just kind of laying about, reading a book, kind of doing your regular things that adventurers would do, sharpening sword. Usually takes an hour, then you roll however many hit dice that you want.
Okay.
You roll a hit dice, add your constitution modifier to it, and that's how much you gain back. Roll any number of hit dice that you want, up to however many you have. So, like,
Right.
let's say if you're level 2 and you have 2 d8s, you can roll one of those d8s, add the hit points, and if you still want more, you can roll another one.
Right. And then I gain those back after a long rest?
After a short rest. After that
short
1
rest.
hour of a
You gain-
long rest.
You gain the hit dice back after a long rest.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Yeah,
I'm
okay.
sorry. Yeah, you gain half of your total in hit dice after a long rest.
Okay.
You gain everything back after a long rest.
It's actually only half of your. I think. Maybe wrong on that, but
Round it up or round it down?
Everything's rounded down.
except for if you're level 1, you have to minimum of
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
looking up. How insistent are you in taking a long rest, Matthew? Because you guys can. It's
I
Technically
burned
during-
both of my first level spells, and I was down 2 HP.
Yeah, I used my first level spells too. So,
you guys can take a nap and then go during the night.
I mean, it's only 5 hours, so it just be afternoon.
Where are you getting 5 hours from? I thought it was 8 hours.
Maybe I'm not. Well, I'm actually looking for it. I'm trying to find it.
I feel like going to a tomb in the middle of the night is probably like the worst idea.
Oh no, please, I insist.
or it might be the best idea.
Man, it's
It's
cool.
when they won't expect it, right?
I'm not afraid.
Those are like, are you shitting me? Like these guys come.
This is
at
when we
now?
Zumba.
I mean, and if it's haunted, that's going to be the best time to encounter whatever's
There you
there. So,
Nah, you're right. It's at least 8 hours.
We don't want to encounter it. We just want to find Spike and get our money for Spike, right?
oh, I thought, paladins and clerics would want to kill the evil undead.
Oh, I
I'm
would
a
totally be
fighter.
all about killing the evil undead. If we run into any.
I might
To
have fucked
oomph
up what I.
to oof, undead is it just means you punched it too hard and it like flipped around the other direction, like rolled over the other way. So you just got to punch it in the other side, and like eventually it all kind of stops oofing.
And how much XP did we get during our first encounter?
I put
Cody,
the book
you
away
were
with that.
correct on all accounts.
Huzzah. I will figure that out at the end of this, and I will message
Cool.
you in chat.
Sure.
There's some, might be something.
Okay.
So, are you guys gonna go back to the guild hall and take a long rest?
Yeah.
Sure.
Those of you that don't take a long rest, don't have to. You guys want to do anything else in town? Kind of lounge about.
Would there be a Temple of Lathander in town or anything like that?
There
Or like a poorhouse?
there is a shrine. There is a shrine. I think that number 1. Not a Lathander shrine, but there is a shrine of All Face.
Oh, okay.
Face shrine is a word shrine used by any phase and done. Free shuttle in from out of town, or deep in month-long days. Most frequent combinations are Foon and Selfoon.
Then I would go there and I would pray at the shrine and make an offering of 4 of that 5 silver that I got, and I would donate that to the shrine.
Anyone else
Okay.
doing anything?
I have a few things to settle. I would go to the swinging sword. Is that what it was?
Yep.
And settle up for the 7 gallons of ale. And I would also go to I would also go to whatever law enforcement that we have here and let them know that this dwarf that I was in the drinking contest with, that I have reason to believe he's been killed.
Going to the swinging sword after talking that he kind of revels in like mass hysteria of last night. Since he was out of ale, a lot of people were buying other things, but mostly just to watch you. So he says, as long as you go and check out what's going on at the haunted tomb, all bets are settled, or all debts settled. You mentioned only finding Spike, and he's like, take a good hard look, make sure nothing's there, because if something would to come back and bite us in the ass, I don't want one of the kids that play around there we get taken out first. So
You know they make more kids, right?
You don't make 4 kids.
yeah, but the ones around
You're
here,
not here.
ones around here are special to us. They're one of a kind. You can't make another one like them.
Do they have special skills?
That pale girl's good at crying.
All right. What was the name of the dwarf that was in here yesterday?
I think that was Gold Bristle. Oh. I forget his first name because he's calling himself Lord. Lord Gold Bristle.
Where does he live at?
He came from out of town in Waterdeep. He's one of those high nobles or something.
Oh, does he stay around here somewhere?
After his contest with you, I would say so. He's probably at the swinging, not the swinging.
Is it the Helmed High Sun or whatever it is?
That he's at the Helm's High.
All right, thanks.
So then, yeah, I would go to the police or whatever constable.
You go to the constable. Doesn't care all too much. Like, yeah, I'll make a note of it. I'll make a note of it.
Listen, I'm just trying to tell you it's Jerry's fault. So
Oh,
if you go to the Prancing Pig and ask for one-eyed, well, you know Tina. If you ask for
everyone.
Tina, right, I know. If you ask for Tina, Jerry, her boy Jerry, he's the one. I mean, he did it. Well, a couple other guys did it with him, I guess, but they don't. They're not going to be able to answer for this one.
Wait. They did what? They killed Lord Goldbristle?
It's my. I mean, they got money from him somehow. When I talked to Jonathan Stillbottom, that little halfling, he said the plan was they were supposed to attack him and steal the money. Given the MO of these gentlemen, I would say they probably didn't stop there. So I would check up on him, and if some foul harm has come to him, you'll know Jerry's to blame.
Them damn curls have been a pain in my ass this entire time. Thank you very much. What was you've been a blessing to our entire neighborhood here. What? Oof, right?
Yeah, I mean you didn't nail the enunciation quite right, but yeah, oof.
Oof.
You're not getting it. It's all right. It's tough for your small mouths.
Uh, you. I would like you to come back in later. I might have a job. It's not just Jerry. Of course, other bandits as well. I had some out in the Carn Road. I can't seem to find them. But I know they've been attacking. People have been coming into town, beaten and scathed. Come back to my office later. I might be able to draw you a map of where I've looked.
All right, but I reckon we'll probably find they work for the ghosts, sir.
The ghosts?
Yeah, they're eating dogs. You know, it happens. Most towns get to a certain size and ghosts start eating dogs and they hire bandits. You see it everywhere. I'm pretty sure it goes deeper than that, but that's about where I'm at with it. But I'll unravel this one, that's for sure.
You hear in the distance someone go, "It's a dog ghost! Dog ghost!" He goes, "Well, yeah. Ghosts in this town. It's a town, especially with Foray whistle dying recently. But if
Yeah, you figure it might be his ghost? That would be coincidental, wouldn't it?
if you do find anything out and the ghost is hiring the bandits, tell him to or her to stop.
I appreciate the fact that you gave consideration to the fact that the ghost might be of the feminine persuasion. I'll do that, sir.
Look, we don't discriminate. We bury our men and our women in the same graveyard.
Okay. I don't know if you want applause for that. That just seems like the regular thing to do. Are there towns near here that do the separate graveyard thing? Because it seems a little weird.
If you go back down south, they might separating the two.
That's interesting. I might visit. Not for any peculiar reason, but it seems to me that now this may sound weird, but you got to figure that the lady graveyard has to be decorated somewhat differently than the man graveyard, right? And it's interesting to me to think how that might be.
Now that I think about it, I think the women probably designing the graveyards for the woman graveyard is probably the best idea for them, but unless we get some architects for a lot of our tombs, the men's one is kind of lacking in a way. Not that we discriminate who we bury, I feel like this conversation has gone to a place that we shouldn't. Maybe you need to go back to
No, this is the highlight. This is the best.
back to where you're staying at. Where are you staying at? Are you staying at Helms, the High Helm?
Okay, so here's the weird part, right? So you know that fella, Twinkle Figgle Whistle?
Right. Tingle Bottom. No, no, yes, I understand.
Whistle something.
All right, well, that feller apparently was in the business of leaving people guild halls, you know, just left and right. That's just what he did. Maybe it was his weekend thing, but he's left me and by my count at least 3 or 4 other fellas a guild hall in town. You know, that dusty old one that used to hold that guild that nobody can remember the name of through
Right.
some vile magics, I assume.
Well, he was a wizard, and wait, do you think he left you it to throw people off the trail of him hiring the bandits?
Well, now I do.
This conspiracy goes much further, Oof.
You wait till I tell you about how he's been smuggling sand.
Are we talking about the dust?
This conversation's gonna go on for 45 days. So like at a certain point, like the rest of the party's gonna be like, where did he go?
Well, apparently they're having a long rest, so this could go on forever.
Yeah, well, right when they're ready to get going, Oof's gonna walk back in the door.
You've
Oof.
got 8 hours.
Yeah, well, that's about what I need, I guess.
You've got like conspiracies about like there's a new gang in town apparently called Puff the Magic Dragon. They've been smuggling this sand in from up north. It's what's making all the
You've gotta get
sandstorms.
back. You're gonna start, taking out a big board and putting up pictures and putting string along it and trying to figure out how everything's connected.
Yeah.
He's got to bring
I
down
don't-
his crime syndicate.
Listen, I'm just trying to say at this point, the dog isn't in the clear, right? Because we don't know what its motivations were.
And what kind of name is Spikeford?
How long until Oof dons a mask and becomes a hero this town deserves?
Oof,
I
it's
built
pretty
this
nice.
character
Pretty deserving right now.
It's basically around one concept, is that he always thinks everything is way more complicated and complex than it really is.
Yeah, after you get your whole situation started out, everyone wakes up, and are you guys ready to head out to Tomb? It's getting later in the day at this point, sun is slowly starting to set. Dusk is upon you, and the sandstorm has died down quite a bit, but it's started to become cloudy. It seems that it's going to rain pretty soon. As you kind of walk down the long road, you notice the light. The light in the area keeps getting darker and darker. And as you finally see the graveyard, you hear far away barking of a dog. The graveyard is kind of off the path to the right. There's a small little pathway into a gated area. And there's a few places that have grown up, a few trees. But in the back, sitting on the side of a hill, seems to be the entrance of a tomb.
Is it look intact or is it?
It looks intact, yes. The door is broken down, and there are vines growing around it, but like this has been there for quite some time.
Is there a name on the tomb?
Can't see it from where you guys are at. It's just a very large tomb, so even from the entrance, you can see it from all the way in the...
Okay.
Well,
You guys entering the graveyard?
yeah, Tolgar step forward to the graveyard and start moving towards the tomb.
As you take like a step forward into the graveyard area, you seem to enter like area soon as you take a step inside of the area of the graveyard, crickets and animal noises around you altogether stop. And even the dog barking in the distance immediately.
Does the noise stop for him, or does it stop for
It
all?
stops for all of you.
Okay.
I'm going to adjust my holy symbol, which is an amulet, to make sure it is in plain view on my chest, and just kind of keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Guard up, sword out, shield up.
Are the rest of you
Is-
following him?
Yeah, I'll follow.
Yeah.
Oof's got a real
Random.
confused look on his face.
Did you just break nature?
It would seem that way. Something did, at least. Something unnatural.
Hey, nature boy, what does that
Yeah,
even
I was
mean?
gonna say, can I make a nature check, see if I can figure out what's going on?
Go ahead.
God damn it! I rolled a 2. I have a 5 total.
You're seeming to think that all of the creatures in the area were just all of a sudden alerted to his presence. That's the only thing that could explain it.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I don't know what's going on.
Very
just-
strange.
As you all kind of walk through the I'm assuming that all of you are looking around.
Nat
Eight.
20.
18.
Nat 1.
Oh.
For Adam.
Oh,
I got
no,
a
sorry,
22.
it's a 19 actually. I forgot. I thought I had a +2. I have a +3.
19. You get there was a
Nat
22.
20.
Oh, who?
we had Matthew get a 1. Olgar got a nat 20.
Mm-hmm.
Gormar got a 1. Got a 18. Sukiya.
22.
Well, unfortunately for Tolgar, Gormar is kind of looking around, kind of frantically, kind of stumbles and pushes you over a bit. You make a bunch of clattering noise, but as Kia looks around, she spots next to one of the graves.
E?
He spots next to
I
one
was
of the
like, holy
graves
shit, how did I miss that?
because Matthew failed his. I don't know how that worked out. You see the mound, a mound of dirt, start a mound of dirt kind of like push upwards as if something's trying to break through the surface of.
Is it like in front of me or?
It's kind of over in the distance next to one of the graves.
Okay. I immediately stop and point to where it's happening, trying to get people's attention, tell them what happened.
Sword in hand at this point, I guess.
Yeah.
As you all kind of draw your weapons, you see a boned hand come from the ground, and are all bathed in. And we for tonight.
The skeletons work for the ghosts. I knew it.
The ghosts belong to the skeletons.
That's actually the most logical connection. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah.
All right.
Hey, good
That was
job.
great.
It was fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Glad
That
you
was
called.
awesome.
I was starting to fade.
I figured it was getting close to that time too, because I've not had that much.
Yeah, it's 1:30.
All right, y'all. Thanks for having us. And Cody, thanks
Yeah.
for running.
Thank you.
Seriously, that was fun.
I will get all these notes to Sam and see if I can do more research. Probably should have read more. Quite honest.
You can always, if you don't know something though, like feel free to blame it on the ignorance of the townsfolk. Like,
Or the haphazardness of the players.
yeah.
The good news is we're not going to the same place that the rest of the party went.
That's good.
I kind of.
I am kind of curious what's going to happen with Goremar and Jorimar later on in the campaign.
I wish I knew more about it because I wanted you to get like very subtle signals of like evil presence in that area.
So it's kind of weird because I made them so they're not really the antithesis. Otherwise, I would have like the good paladin and the evil paladin. But I like going with the cleric on this. But they look like they're like almost exactly the same looking, except Jormar is a little lighter and he's got white hair instead of black hair. So I just wanted it to be at some point in the game where people in the town start confusing the two of them.
If Oof encounters doppelgangers, like all bets are off. I just want you to know.
So they can make more of me.
I told you those girls are replaceable.
And Cody starts taking notes. All right, y'all. I'm gonna head out. I gotta get up early. So.
Yep.
Thanks
All right.
again. It was fun.
Good fun. Thank you guys.
Talk to you later.
All right.
Yeah.
See you guys.